I just found out. That's awesome. So there's still room for you to join us. We have like over 500 Monster fans that are going. It's Real Laughs as the Monsters going together. It's this coming Saturday. If you want to join us, tickets still available. Just go to realradio.fm/victory and enjoy some gambling, some live comedy, and it will be a great time this coming Saturday. Welcome back. I'm Russ Rollins, along with Dirty Jim, Angel, Carlos, and Savannah. And now, if you want to go live on our YouTube channel, you can go to monsters.fm and click through, or you can just go ahead and go to YouTube, iHeart Monsters Radio, because we have a special guest here, and the Improv. Every once in a while we get to see Christopher Titus, and he is in town again, and it's always good to see. There he is, man. What's going on? Oh my God, I can't wait to talk to Christopher Titus.
How long have we known you now? Like 10 years?
I think it's more than that.
More than that. I've been coming in here for a while. Yeah, I've been doing comedy. I've been doing comedy a long time.
You have.
I think I'm 30 years in. I started when I was 19.
When's the last time you were in Orlando? Because maybe the last time you were here, we missed you because of timing or something. But
last time you was in the studio, it's a little bit over a year.
A little over a
year and a half.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah, I think
it was longer. Really?
I think it was longer.
Yeah,
I think it was longer.
I had just started as the producer.
Oh, so it was a while ago.
So I'm saying like a year and a half, 2 years maybe.
I gotta tell you, Chris, I'm like, I was telling people, I'm like, I love Christopher Titus. He's so funny. We got to go see him. He's one of the nicest guys you ever meet, right?
I don't know about talk to my ex-wife. The point I want to make.
Well, no. So this is what. So we go to the Improv, and I've got all my friends. I'm like, oh, this guy's the nicest guy. So, and you started the set, and it was killing. I mean, you were killing. And there was one. I think it was a guy starts heckling you, and I remember hearing it, and I'm like, oh man, he shouldn't do that. Chris is a nice guy. That sucks. And then he heckled you again, and I swear to God, I have never been so scared in the audience. You tore this guy up, and you weren't like you were serious. Like you can switch it, can't you?
Well, I've been doing it. You got to remember, I started in the worst clubs ever. I started in a place like I did a club one night where basically it was this weird platform lighted dance floor, and they didn't have overhead lights. It was like a one-nighter disco thing. And they just comedy club bookers used to just book wherever if there was a door in a roof, they were like, all right, put comedy there. And you'd get on stage and they would light the dance floor. And so you looked like Dracula the entire show. It was horrible. So I learned to do comedy in those places where I had a guy. One guy got up and took the mic out of my hand. The owner of the club took it one night and said, just turned to the audience and goes, I did a bit about it. He goes, ladies and gentlemen, if there's a Kathleen Mason here, your baby's got 104 temperature. You need to get home. And then he handed the mic back to me.
That would be the greatest night ever.
And it was weird because the audience was like, is there a baby? What's going on with the baby? And I to get the show going, I said, ladies and gentlemen, the president's been shot. Now back to comedy, just to be funny. And then I go, and let's have a moment of. I said, let's have a moment of silence for the baby because no one was there. So, and the audience went, ooh, and I thought, what? Like the baby died or something. So I get off stage, and the guy that had taken the mic, when I get done my show, I got the audience back. He's paying me, same dude, and he goes, he looks me right in the face while he's paying me, and he goes, I want you to know, if that baby dies, it's on your head. Really, dude? I killed a baby with comedy. But so I got used to, and I would deal with these crappy, like there's these biker bars I would play when I started. And the way I looked, especially then, man, I really looked like Richie Cunningham, and they would go after me. So I learned to have this. I do have a switch.
It's a switch. I swear, Chris, it's the craziest switch I ever saw in my life. I was scared in the audience, and I wasn't saying nothing. And I'm like, Chris Titus, I kept talking about, oh, he's so nice when he comes in. And you can switch from nice guy to like, I'm going to kick your ass if you interrupt my show one more time. You weren't even throwing jokes at this guy. You were like, hey, I have a show here. Do you realize that? And I'm like, oh, God.
Well, here's the thing. I'd hammered him. I remember this night. I'd hammered him already. The audience. Look, when the audience cheers. When I call you an idiot in different ways 6 times, and the audience cheers every time, at one point, you're too stupid to shut up.
Yes, that's exactly what happened. He kept coming back at you, and
So I said, here's now what's going to happen. These people all pay $25 a week to see me, and they're paying $9 for a drink that's watered down. I am not going to let you ruin their show.
Yeah.
So you got to. And there was a night, same club, Orlando. I had a dude who got up want to fight me one night. Was it this night?
That was the same night.
Okay, this is the dude.
I saw the fight. Yeah, I saw the fight night.
You saw this. Okay, so this dude gets up. This guy gets up, and he was wearing his really nice Saturday going out wife beater. Remember this guy?
That same guy.
And he had a whole tape. And what he was doing, here's how he was heckling. Like, I don't mind a good heckler. If you get me, I will get on stage and bow and go like, dude, you nailed me.
Yeah.
This dude was going. Remember that show Storage Wars?
Yeah.
He was going, yup. That's how he was heckling.
That's exactly what it was.
He was just making noises. Yup. He couldn't form a complete word. And I'm like, so I start ripping on the dude. And he keeps coming. And then finally he goes, I finally kicked him out. I'm like, you guys got to go. I made you look stupid long enough. As he's walking out, he turns and he goes, yeah, Titus, why don't you start doing some more meth, you hyper son of a, and just starts yelling at me. So what I said was, oh, that's what a real man does. As he's walking away, he talks, and I go, yeah, good job. And I called the guy a couple of names, manly, penis, tiny names.
Right.
And the dude... The dude turns around and starts heading back to the stage. Well, I'm fine with that, you know.
And you were ready to go.
I got my black belt in 06. All right.
Yeah.
You know, if this is going to be what this... Because I'm also crazy because I don't realize I'm in front of 350 people. This is probably a bad move. So here's what I don't know. What I don't know. I don't know that the bouncers are actually outside taking the garbage out, getting ready for the second show.
Exactly. They're nowhere around.
So this is going to be an MMA fight.
Right.
It's happen.
Filming. Everybody's going to be filming. It's going to be a brawl.
So the dude walks up to me, and now here's how dumb the guy is. I'm on the stage of the thing's about 2 feet off the ground. He walks up to the edge of the stage. I'm 2 feet higher than him and taller than him, and he starts looking at me screaming. I'm going, you want to do this? Let's do this. Now, my wife, she used to run comedy clubs. She does comedy now. She's really, she actually just started headlining. She's headlining for some of the. She's really good. Well, because she worked with me, and I'm like, you don't get to suck. I go. My rep's on the line too. So she's really, and she worked with comics for years. So she's also a brawler. Here's what I didn't know. So me and this guy are going at it. My wife walks out. She's the opening act. She walks out.
That's right.
She grabs. You remember this? She just walks by a table and instinctively, like she's done this 1,000 times. This scared me. But she snags this empty wine bottle off the table as she's walking by.
I forgot about that. That's exactly what happened.
She's standing behind her, like she's like
in
a front stand. She's holding it.
It's like a Swayze movie.
Guys, this was the craziest.
Florida is a Swayze movie all the time.
This was the craziest thing I'd ever seen.
I'm glad I've told this story and nobody believes it happened.
I was there, and every time
thank God.
I would always say Christopher Titus is the nicest comic I've ever met. Now I say Christopher Titus is the only comic I would never fight because you look crazy.
You're ready to go.
Then your
Florida
wife,
starring
and your wife
Swayze
had
and
the
Elliott.
bottle. That's right. I forgot about that part. She had the bottle, and I'm like, oh my God, this is. I thought it was part of the act for a little while. I'm like,
that's relationship goals right there. Hashtag.
Right? Yeah, exactly. I love this woman. I love this woman. Yeah.
Well, what choice do you have? She's going to beat you to death with a wine bottle.
I'm glad I have someone in media that saw this because it's never happened. Like it's the.
So that doesn't happen all the time.
It's the wild. No, most people know. Every night.
Every time you show, you're like, you ready to go in?
With the world today, you'd have heard about it.
That's right.
So this must have been pre-camera phone then.
No,
right?
this was the last time he was here.
I thought it was like
a year and a half, couple years ago.
Nobody record this.
Yeah. I think people were just shocked. It got so heated so fast.
He was killing. Laughing, and the guy was doing or whatever the sound he was making.
So I nailed him first. I shut him up. And then he shut up for like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And we got the show back on track. And then he started again. And I was like, you know what, dude? We're done.
Yeah.
We're done here. Yeah. And here's what I'll do the face. Hold on, give me a second. You can't see it on radio, but I just go.
Camera on the face.
Yeah.
Get them, you people, up, out. Now.
Very intense.
And they were like,
oh my God.
And the audience was
I go,
like,
do you think I'm kidding? I go, I've made you look stupid for the last half an hour. Are you serious? I've made you look dumber than anybody could possibly make. I couldn't make you look any stupider. So now what you're going to do is go find a homeless guy and yell at him for a minute, all right? And I just, whatever I did, I went off. I was uncorking on this dude.
It was the most uncomfortable I've ever been at a comedy show. And I'm like, well, John Panette didn't do this. This is weird.
Of course he did. He was on medication, though. And what happened was that the audience at one point, it got, because they'd been cheering the whole time, and at this point it got to the point where it was like, oh wow, Titus is snapping like a twig.
Yeah.
And then we got the show back, and then after it went away, we got the show back and got it rocking again.
It
He came
sure.
all the way up, security got him, pushed him back.
Well, what happened finally was that my Rachel was going to crack him. Like this guy was about to get a full wine bottle upside his head, and they came running back in. Someone had gone, and guys, where are you guys? What are you doing? It's getting out of control. And they grabbed the guy and took him out. Yeah.
Well, welcome back to Florida. That's how we are.
I expect nothing less from this state. I expect nothing less from this state.
For about 2 years, I'm like, I can't wait for Titus to come back so we can talk about this. And then we hadn't seen you in a while. And when Angel said you were coming in today, I'm like, oh my God, I cannot wait to talk to you about this event because it was monumental, man. It was like crazy.
Our governor is Randall Cobb. You know that, right?
Oh man, yeah. You guys, this whole state, you guys invent crime.
Yes.
Like Florida's amazing. You guys are legendary.
We're badass. That's what's up.
You are legendary.
You can buy babies here now.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, they're pretty cheap.
Vietnamese ones.
How you been since then?
So not the higher quality one? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
You actually discounted Vietnamese.
No. Regularly, they're available. That's what we're saying. We have a surplus of Vietnamese children, so we will rent them and/or sell them to you.
For the day.
Good. You know what? It doesn't sound like it's a bad thing.
Yeah, really.
What you been up to since we saw you last?
You know, it's funny because you brought this up. I wrote this all in the show. I did a movie, Special Unit, that's out. There's a movie out. It's, we filmed the movie. Due to the Fairness and Disabilities Act, the LAPD has to hire 4 handicapped undercover detectives. And
you were telling us about this last night.
We filmed it. It filmed it. It's great. It's out. It's all 5-star reviews on iTunes. Go check it out. And then I've just finished this. I wrote this special Amerigeddon. I wanted to write a show that was going to unite the country. So it's all about politics, guns, and abortion.
Fun.
Yeah,
everybody agrees.
And they and it's weird because when I wrote it, I could not write it with what was going on from the time the election happened. It's just daily crazy. There's been 5 crazy things a day.
I think everything's been normal. I think everything's been perfectly
Florida.
normal.
That's Florida. It's Florida.
Right.
And don't raise your arm like that when you say it's perfectly normal. That was bad. Good point. So I wrote this show, and it was weird because I wrote it, and it started getting people would get fired up. They'd start screaming. I mean, the heckling was starting, and I got to this, and then I was breaking it in, and I went to Alabama. I didn't because I've been doing
bad choice.
Well, I didn't know. I didn't choose. I've been doing this so long. I don't check where I go anymore. I called my agent the money. Go, where am I going this week? And I'd written all these new jokes, and they go Alabama. I was like, oh no, I am not going to Alabama.
What part of Alabama you
Kevlar
go to?
is expensive. I went to Birmingham, and then I went to Huntsville.
I'm going to Birmingham next week.
Well, Birmingham was weird because the show was so raw when I started. I was reading off a stool, like I was reading the pages off a stool, which I think that's what saved me in Birmingham.
They saw you working on something.
No, they were like, he looks at the paper and then says what it says. He's like a warlock.
He's reading spells.
Holy hell.
He's Harry Potter.
So then he's got ciphering on there and he says what it says. I ain't sure what he said, but it seems to work.
So how'd it go?
Was it good?
I got through it. Then I went to Huntsville. Huntsville was weird because Huntsville is all this aerospace there. There's smart people in Huntsville. Huntsville's got like NASA and Raytheon. Huntsville is rednecks and rocket scientists.
Wow.
Like you show up in Huntsville, like people, there's some weird ass people, and they've been mingling since the 60s.
Yeah.
So there's a cross section of people in Huntsville like, yeah, we figured out the orbit of Alpha Centauri, you know, for about 1,500 years, and my mama makes a damn good lizard cornbread. so I'm on stage, and it's weird because they liked it. They were smart people. Like 9 people were into the show.
All 9 of them, yeah.
Yeah. Well, it was packed. So what they did, they opened a new club in Huntsville, and they booked me as the opening night, the grand opening, because they know Titus is going to talk about his goofy dad and family, and I'm doing this whole show about what's going on in the country.
Yeah.
And there was this table over, like off to the right, there was 9 people, and these people looked like they had swamp boated in. I am not kidding, man. Everything you think Alabama is was at this table. Guy with a long beard, looks like Uncle Jesse from Dukes of Hazzard. I keep calling him Duck Dynasty. And he doesn't. Everyone laughs. He doesn't laugh because he thinks it's a compliment. He's like, hell yeah,
full wardrobe, every shirt.
And then the dude next to him is this big giant Bubba. You guys know who I'm talking about because you have him down here. And he's wearing a red, white, and blue jersey that says 45 and Trump across the shoulder.
Yeah.
And I'm doing this show about what a Nimrod this guy is. And they both got their arms crossed. And there's a
They're
joke.
not laughing.
There's a joke I do in the show. I talk about how crazy people got about it, and I just this whole bit about like people screaming about it. And then the joke is we didn't want a vagina in the White House, so we voted for the other side of the taint. It's a good joke, solid joke.
Yeah.
And what happens is this dude who'd been hating me the whole show, he couldn't deny how good the joke was. And he did. He goes, all right, man, that's pretty damn funny. All right. And I thought comedy can heal a nation. Yes, comedy. We would come together with the punchline. We would bridge the chasm with sarcasm.
I think he would even laugh at it.
Yeah, he did the old shift of the buckle.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
They were like, all right.
We ain't gonna kill you.
You're for real. We ain't gonna kill you. But they still wanted to beat my ass in the parking lot.
You know as well as I do, it takes one joke like that to get the entire crowd on your side, and the rest of the show will go your way, right?
Yeah. And then, so what it taught me was like, I had to write the show, because these people that voted for Trump, whatever you think about Trump, They didn't do anything wrong. They did exactly all these liberals. I say in the show, I go, the problem with the country right now is liberals because you guys aren't backing off. I go, these people know every day they turn the TV on and they say exactly what Paul Ryan says, or they pick up their phones in the morning and they just say exactly what Paul Ryan says, which is, damn it!
Yeah.
Every they know. So so the funny thing is that so I rewrote the show.
I was about to say it's a fine line, right? Because you don't want to offend half of your audience.
Right.
You want to make them laugh, so you kind of have to have somewhat of a objective.
But you have to be honest too. So it
no
made
doubt,
me really
yeah.
deal with it, and so this show ended up getting. So I go back a year later to Birmingham and Huntsville, and I get in Huntsville. I played the weekend. I got 4 standing ovations.
Oh,
wow.
that's good.
Because I got the show to the point where it brings everybody together. Because I realized the show about Trump's not going to last. 'Cause
No,
look at people.
no.
We get a new idiot in 4 years, no matter what.
Exactly.
But why are you pissing off your family? Because your families are arguing about stuff.
Exactly.
You're gonna need your family around at 20 to wipe you. Why? Don't make them mad. That's a big job.
Right.
So it's the show really does bring the country together. It's really weird. I've had like hardcore conservatives come up and go, "All right, man, I gotta be honest with you, man. I didn't want to hear the show, but you made me think about some things, man."
And you don't strike me as a big Hillary guy. You have that exactly.
Why was she wearing those square jackets? Was she running as Lego Hillary? What was that, man?
I don't know.
Does
But
she-
I think that's what gives you more credibility is that you're not, when you guys got Bill Maher and these that are just super hardcore liberal, that's fine.
Yeah.
But you have a different perspective.
You don't look like a hippie.
Yeah,
That's why it's easier to hear.
The messenger is probably a little bit better.
Well,
we
gotta. Here's the thing: you gotta fight stupid, or stupid thinks it's right. That's the problem with the country right now. You have to be able to call it about it. So I do this bit about like if I was president, I'm running for president in the bit, and I go, I want transgender people in the military. Are you kidding me? You had the balls to cut off your own balls? That's pretty ballsy.
Right.
Like that's a committed individual.
Yeah.
Titus, who's the bravest man in your platoon? Linda. And I will follow him anywhere. So I do this bit one night. And it's all about the trans because we could form elite groups of trans SEALs, and send them in. We'll never go to war again. Yeah. You send an enemy. The enemy's going like, who are we fighting today? Well, the intelligence says we're sending over the trans SEALs. Who are these trans SEALs? Sir, it's a group of people who had their testicles cut off and their vaginas sewn up. Oh, so they're prisoners. It was punishment. No. They asked if they could do it. and the enemy just puts their gun down and walk away because we are surrendering now.
How much do you write, man? How much do you sit down and write every day?
I'm on my
8th 90-minute special, and I just started writing the next one.
Is this the easiest time that you can remember to get stuff out? Because there's a story out today about Netflix is dropping a ridiculous amount of stand-up comedy.
It's too much almost.
Is it easy to get a deal now, or is it more difficult?
It's weird. It got crazy for a minute, and then they were giving everybody deals. Like and I love comedy and comics, and I watch a lot of it. And there's specials I could get 7 minutes in, and I had to turn it off.
Yes,
not
like
because
most of them.
Not because they weren't funny. I'm not going to slam anybody, but just because I've heard this bit before, or I've heard. So I learned a long time ago. Carlin did 14 albums and he actually did 21 albums and 14 specials.
Yeah,
I'm only on 8.
Yeah.
So I woke up a long time ago that you can't screw with me. If I keep writing new 90 minutes, you can't take that away. I think I talked about this last time I was here.
I don't remember.
Well, you can take my TV show away.
Right.
You can actually not release my movie, but you can't stop me from getting on that stage and being funny.
Gotcha.
So I write the new one. But the transfer bit. So everybody's an idiot. So the liberals. So I do that bit in Arizona, and you can tell which side of the issue I'm on, right? I'm not anti-trans, I don't care either way.
Right.
I do care. Like everybody has human rights. Good. I get this 5-paragraph thing from this mom on Facebook. My son is trans, and he's your favorite. He was your favorite. You're his favorite. Now he thinks you suck. You're horrible. He wants you to know being trans, it's not a mutilation. It's a restoration. And my first thought was, restoration means you put it back the way it was originally. At best, it's a renovation. And you really just remodeled the bathroom. Let's be honest.
No, what do you do in a situation like that? Do you apologize to them?
No.
No, you don't.
I will never apologize. These guys don't apologize. It's a joke.
It's a joke.
You can't. If a room full of people laughed, I'm right, and you're an idiot.
Okay.
If a room full of when did we become this society that has to apologize for everything?
Everything.
You can tell. Now there's certain people. If I was marching in Charlottesville with a Confederate flag and punching people in the face, and they're like, Titus, that went too far. It's valid. That's a valid point.
So let's say the Titus show's still on, and the same thing happened with Roseanne happens to Christopher Titus. Do you?
It would not. Well, what would I do? I would. Oh man,
that's a tough one, right?
Careful.
Hers wasn't a joke. She actually called somebody a terrorist monkey.
Yeah.
She called a black lady a terrorist
But she
monkey.
didn't know, she said. She didn't know. She thought she was Jewish. That's what she said. So, that's what her explanation was, straight up.
Yeah.
That was she was not being racist. That she thought she was a Jewish person, and it was a literal joke on the features of this woman of Valerie Jarrett.
Okay, so here's what an apology. That sounds like I'm trying to save my ass.
Of course.
Apology. Here's what an apology sounds like. I don't know what I was thinking when I said that.
Right.
I called somebody something that was racist, and I shouldn't have done it.
Right.
I'm out of line. And she waited till way after and said, so she didn't even get close to that. Just apologize. People get it when it's real. Here's the thing I learned about audiences. If you lie to an audience, they know instantly. They don't know. They don't know singularly. They don't know like consciously, but they know as a group, and they'll just, this guy's not funny. I don't like this guy. But if you're dead honest with them, like I tell a story about right now. My wife, I tell a story on the stage right about. I had a bottle of wine once over 3 hours, and I went to bed, and my wife goes, "Hey, your throat sounds kind of raspy from all the shows you did. I want you to take this Benadryl." So I took this Benadryl, and I slept like I've never slept. I almost went into the light. It was that good.
Right.
But the next day, and I went through the whole bit, my wife was being really weird, and the dogs were weird. I'm like, what's going on? She goes, do you know what you did last night? And that sentence is never followed by, you saved a baby from a fire. You cured cancer and filed a patent, and we never have to work again.
Yeah, fix the dishwasher.
Yeah, and I go, no, what? And she goes, at 3 a.m., you got up to go to the bathroom. And I'm like, and I sit down on the bed at this point because
it's not going anywhere positive.
Well, I fell into a bonfire when I was 17. I'd heard that sentence. Do you know what you did last night? So and she goes, you walked into the closet, opened your pants, opened your pajama drawer, and filled it.
Oh,
wow.
And I said, with what? Because I didn't want the dogs to have one up on me.
Yeah.
And she said, then you pulled up your pants, closed the drawer, and flushed it by flicking off the light switch.
Is that just Benadryl, or was that like Ambien?
Oh, that's
No,
wine.
it was the wine and the Benadryl together.
Yeah, the mixture.
I don't take medication,
Oh.
so it does it. So basically, you have the audiences, all they want to hear about is the truth, man. And if you're BSing them, man, they it's weird. I've seen it happen where a comic will get on stage and try to do something that's not true, and the audience like, nope, we're done, thank you.
Yeah,
Can you stick around for another segment?
Yeah, I'd love that. Thank you.
Christopher Titus is here. He's going to be in the Improv tonight only, right? Or you gonna be
tonight? What? You one show and there?
One show tonight.
New show on Amerigeddon.
Christopher Titus will be here there tonight. It's at the Improv. Stick around. We'll have him come back, and we're live on our YouTube channel. So if you go to realradio.fm or you go to iHeart Monsters Radio on YouTube, you'll see us live right now. You're listening to the Monsters of the Morning. Oh.
Yeah, just right. Yeah, just right. Yeah.
That's why I go. Well, here's a bit I do from the show.
No, and you do that. I'm glad you even do that because sometimes comedians will just go into the bit and it's like, well, you're doing your bit right now, and you're setting it up and talking about it, which is actually the right way to sell some tickets, but we just talk. You know?
But I tell you what, the last time I saw you, that was the craziest. I was right there, and I came back the next day. I said, "That guy scares the shit out of me." Like you were so mad.
Here's the thing about me. I am 6'2". I got a black belt. I am really good at being a bully, but I only use it against bullies.
Yeah.
That's what that martial arts teaches you.
Yeah, exactly. You'll only see it when someone's being a rage. You train?
I used to, yeah, and I love UFC, and I'm a big MMA guy. I love it.
Yeah, man.
Did you watch the fights this weekend at all?
No, I didn't.
Oh my God, Daniel Cormier is now the light heavyweight and heavyweight champion of the world.
I'm glad I'm glad we went back to guys because I didn't like to wrestle on the ground all the time. I'm glad everyone because.
Well, you know something? They're both wrestlers, but they stood up and they kind of threw, and he knocked out Stipe, who was the 6-time champion. It was a hell of a fight.
I hated when little guys were running on me.
Yeah.
I'm done. I'm like,
oh yeah, you can't get it. Yeah.
And I'm long, so I like to keep guys.
No, now it's all Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. You know, like you gotta know that shit, or you're done in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
You know, all the horse racing.
I gotta get back in the gym. I hate when another martial artist would say, "Yeah, I got my black belt in 06." I'm like, "Oh yeah, where you training?" I go, I've been out for the gym for about 3 years. And he goes, "You still?" He goes, no, he was even cooler than that. He said, "Are you still a black belt?"
Oh, no. I know. I'm a black belt first degree. I got it when I was like 12 or something like that. So people were like, "You're like, yo, I'm a black belt first degree," but well, how old are you? Oh,
Hey, is there anything else you want me to promote or ask you about?
If you want to talk about the movies, the movie's really good. I mean, we talk about the movie, it'd be great. We actually got
what's the name of the movie again?
Special Unit.
Special Unit.
Real handicapped actors, and it's if you go on iTunes, it's all 5-star reviews.
That's awesome.
You were telling us about that. Like you were trying to film it.
There's one. It's like this movie's the best ever. I can't believe what Titus did. Titus pushed the envelope. And then there's there's one star that just says not funny at all. There's always one. I'm like, is that my ex-wife? Did my ex-wife sign into iTunes?
Not funny at all.
That's funny. Actually, it's worse. Says there's nothing funny about this movie. It's always someone who had an issue with it.
Yeah, there's always. That's the way
I guess we had interesting. It was great, man. When did you shoot it? We shot it a year ago. No, 2 years ago. We released it in November. We shot it, and it was weird because you got over. I think we can talk about it, man. It'd be fun to talk about. Yeah, sure. I can be funny about it. I promise.
True.
That's right.
True. I am sure you can. So we just ended it for one day.
I still can't believe. I'm still stunned that you were there that night.
God dang.
Because that is such a rare.
It was so memorable.
Yeah, no shit.
Because I knew you as every time you've been in, you're in a great mood. There's never been any confrontation, nothing, and you switched like a Marine. I mean, like it was some crazy shit.
I developed that over many years on the road. And the shittiest comedy clubs and the shittiest one-liners you've ever seen.
Have you ever been in a real fight?
Oh yeah.
Like a real fist fight?
Oh, from stage?
Yeah.
Let me see, what happened?
Say yes. Because you look like you could do some damage.
Yeah, I mean, by the way, I'm 6'2", 2 bills. If you want to fight me, it's gonna go bad. One of us is gonna get hurt.
Yeah.
If you're my size, we're gonna get hurt. So I tell you what. Okay, so I pulled into Hartford, Connecticut. We didn't fight. It wasn't at the club. Here's what happened. And this is martial arts training. You should take martial arts, and not because you learn how to fight. You learn how to actually approach somebody so they don't want to fight you.
Okay.
So what happened was we'd gotten cut off. On the way to the club, we're doing sound check, and this guy was just a psycho. He was driving this little Honda Accord, and he was just on a bump. He's like, he's going off, and so I slammed on the brakes, just Then it cranks it to a new level. So we have to go through the back of this mall to get to this club, this funny boat. Guy follows us, and my assistant was in mid-time, and I go, he's following us. And my assistant's this kid from upstate New York who's just the nicest kid. Yeah. He's like, oh good. I'm like, relax, it's okay. So we pull into the thing, get out, and this guy gets out, and he's like, I'll kill you, I'll fucking kill you. And he gets out, and he's unfolded from this car. I'm 6'2", he was like 6'6". And he's got his hands, and he's got his hands down here. And at that point, I realized, oh, this guy doesn't know what he's doing. Right. So I set up, I just went into fighting stance, and I said, okay. And he goes, what? I go, come on, okay. And as he walked towards me, all I did was switch. All I did was switch because he moved over and I switched. And I trained. And the dude is the weirdest thing I've ever seen. The guy, when I switched, he stopped and he looked at me and he goes, what, are you dancing now? I go, no, I'm not dancing. Let's go. What do you want to do? Let's go. And I was like, okay. And he just goes, fuck you, man. And he gets in his car.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
It's only because he could tell that I knew I was.
You knew something he didn't.
No, I knew we were fighting. Is there martial arts? You're like, at one point you realize, I got 21 stitches in a test. So I got kicked in the face by an 18-year-old black belt fighting 3 guys, and he threw it at the back of my head. Thank God I turned. It's something I just knew I was going to get in a fight, and so I was like, okay. And the guy, once he saw that we were going to fight, it's the weirdest thing, man. He just realized that it was getting real, and he just got back.
Yeah, he probably intimidated the shit out of people before walking up. Like, I would see the biggest guys at the Roxy, and they didn't even know how to fight. They would throw these giant, and then I've seen guys just knock their ass out.
No, I don't want to fight, man.
No, man.
That's what you learn. You learn not to fight.
Yeah, I told her this. My cousin went and his fiance were watching The Fights This Weekend with me, and she was like, she'd never really seen it. She's from Columbia. She's like, boy, these guys have to be really angry. I said, no, it's the total opposite. These guys are zen. These guys are like, sure, you're gonna have your other guys who they kind of thrive off that, but most of those guys, you have to stay composed in the middle of a fight. You have to be looking and seeing and doing. You can't be.
I'm always shocked when you see a guy like throw a guy ducks it and then brings his foot up. Like as the best goes, he's like, this guy's already moving. He's like, dude,
like Mayweather.
Radio. 104.1. It's 8 o'clock and you're listening to the Monsters in the Morning on Real Radio 104.1, broadcasting live on iHeartRadio, and we're live on our YouTube channel right now. So if you go to iHeart Monsters Radio on YouTube, we're live with Christopher Titus. Of course, I'm Russ Rollins, Dirty Jim, Angel, Carlos, and Savannah all here today, and it's good to see
guys, thanks for having me. You guys have been doing this so long. You guys have done this. Do you know how long it is to last in radio and be still as amazing as you guys are this long? It's almost impossible.
Yeah,
I tour all over, and every time I go to I go to the same club I was 2 years ago. It's entirely new crew.
Like, hey, we're having a Scotty and Beater.
Yeah, exactly.
It's MJ and Billy Boy now.
Yeah, Bubble and Billy Boy. Yeah.
It's the same. We've been on the same station for about 25, 26
awesome.
years.
That means you got a great programming guy.
Well, I appreciate it. So I know that you're doing a podcast, right? You've been doing.
I've been doing it for 6 years. I do the Armageddon Update. I did it so I would write more. I did it so it forces me to write something about what's going on in the world every week.
Right.
And so I have to write this 5-minute bit at the beginning. It's called the Armageddon Update, and I do a bunch of characters on the show. Willie Jello Johnson.
Yo, man, good to be on the show. How you doing? Yo, man, love everybody. All right, man. You guys, Florida, man. Hey, look, I want everybody to know I'm strapped because it's legal here, right?
I love that voice. And I love that little trick you just did with holding your throat like that.
Why you gotta give it away?
Oh, he's got a camera. He's got the camera. He's showing it. That's really cool, though.
Yeah,
that's really
thanks.
cool.
So what happened with Willie at one point was like, at one point I would do him in the show, and him and I would get in arguments because sometimes he would represent like Trayvon Martin happened, and so Willie would do this lecture about what happened, and what happened was that so we don't film it like you guys do. Is that we'd go to shows and people goes, Willie here?
Yeah.
And women would come up shaking. Is Willie here? I don't want this guy. Did Willie come? And so this went on for a while. And I started to get this weird feeling like this is going to get too weird. And I gave it up one day. I was doing the show and Willie did the Armageddon Update.
Yeah.
And as Willie was doing the Armageddon Update, he started to just kind of slowly become Christopher Titus. And what happened was, and people were like
tripping.
People tripped hard. They were like, dude, up is down, down is up. I don't believe in anything anymore.
That's funny.
I don't believe in anything anymore. So now he's kind of back on the pocket, but people knows it's a character. But for 3 years, no one knew it was a character.
Wow.
By the way, Christopher Titus will be at the Improv tonight, and you can get tickets. Yes, Angel, question for Christopher Titus.
Now, Christopher Titus, you're one of my heroes as far as the gearhead side of you and all the things that you've ever done and all the restorations and everything. What did you think, or did you get a chance to see Travis Pastrana's ode to Evel Knievel and the show that he did earlier this week?
I know Matt Eisman, and I'm training for Ninja Warrior right now for next year.
No way! Are you really?
It's the hardest thing I've ever done in my life.
It's a celebrity Ninja Warrior?
No, the guys I'm training with are like, because Eisman and I were talking, and Eisman goes, you want to do the celebrity course? And I said, oh, yeah, I love this show. I've been watching it since Makoto Nagano, and he goes, and then these guys I'm training with, Wesley Sylvester and these other this Rat Pack crew that are legit. They're like, you're not taking the celebrity course. They were like, we're gonna kill you. You're gonna do things, and I have, man. Where
did you start? Because you seem like you're in shape, but where did you start in the sense of like? Were you training every day, or was it like, no, I was working out a little bit, and then I go into this intensive kind of course?
I go to the gym. I started climbing the rope, which. It all looks easy on TV, dude. It is the hardest thing you've ever done. Like my fingers swole up because you crack and you're carrying yourself, and then the warped wall. I can do the 14-foot warped wall, but I can't do the big one yet. And like we're lashaying across 12 feet. And man, I have gotten up the day after and just wanted to kill myself. Just like, man, there's no reason to be on the planet anymore. Yeah. Like where you can't walk down a flight of stairs.
That's bad.
It's as bad as martial arts.
When
you start training. And so I'm doing that now. So I didn't see it, but Travis, did he have a car or something? Because the bike was cool.
No, so he took an Indian motorcycle and basically replicated 3 of Evel Knievel's biggest stunts. He did the 50-car jump. He did the Greyhound buses.
16 buses.
And then he did the Caesars jump. How
did I not know this was
the
on?
fountain?
Yeah, he did it all one night. It was a special.
Live on Sunday night.
Sunday night special, yeah. And I was seeing if you had that.
And
if you get a chance, check it out.
It look so easy that it made you go, oh, Evel Knievel wasn't that big a deal.
I think that's the thing that he's getting the backlash. He made it look too easy.
Yeah, he made Evel Knievel look like he was a chump.
Well, he did 3 jumps. He completed 3 jumps that almost killed Evel Knievel singularly, and he spent 3 years getting ready for it.
Yeah.
But Travis is insane. I met Travis Coleman. Travis has a level of crazy that you don't. And it's normal for him.
Yeah.
Like, how does Travis turn off? Travis has to do this or he will die. Do you know Travis? He's like a shark. He's got the adrenal gland. Looks like a football, man. It's just pumping. Yeah.
And what is your favorite car in your collection?
I sold a lot of them. The car, I'm building a 65 Chevelle 2-door wagon right now. They only built 2,700 of them.
Wow.
It's got a 6-speed. It's got a Ramjet 350, and I'm doing it myself.
Wow.
Because I paid some expensive guys to do it, and they still didn't work great.
You built.
I can make it crappy on my own.
You build them in stock, or you do a build up?
I do. I always do something crazy. This we did the frame in this. I redid the whole. We put all new suspension in it. I want something.
How do you have time to do all that, man?
I don't. I just find time. If I don't find time, I become crazy. So you have to find
your release.
You got to find a place. It's not. Well, I have a wife too. I release. So, but you have to find a place or zen, or you're going to kill somebody. Especially me. You saw who I am on stage.
I saw who you are. You need more time.
You saw what lives in the darkness.
It was the scariest thing. I swear to God. I mean, I've been to professional wrestling matches where they're trying to put it on, but he really scared the crap out of me. Okay, so
I can sense it. Look, I know when someone's being like. There's other times when I'll be heckled, and I can tell the guys. I've done this so long, I can tell the guy's a nice guy. He's just being a jerk, and I'll just start making fun of him, and it'll go away.
Yeah,
that guy was evil. That guy wanted to be. That guy was. He was every crystal meth trailer park wearing a trailer park living scumbag. Crawfish hunting, stealing Mustangs. You get keeping Vanilla Ice songs in Florida. He was that dude. He was that dude. We know that dude. You know that dude.
Oh yeah,
you dated some of those guys over the years.
I dated all of them. I know the guy you almost got in a fight with. He came home and said he was going to stomp your ass.
Exactly.
I'm getting Titus. I'm getting Titus tonight. He's staying at the Bohemian.
Exactly.
And you know that guy went home bragging about I almost got in a fight with Titus.
And so when I smell that on someone, and I realize the only thing that's going to make you stop is for me to just really hammer you.
Yeah.
And you'll see the face. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It was good to see.
He's going to embarrass them to the point where their friends are now making fun of them.
Yeah.
Like their whole crew is coming at him because you're coming at him so hard.
Hey,
that's what happened. What happened is that it was in front of 8 people that he was with. That's what happened.
If that cocktail waitress didn't hold me back, I would have beat Titus's ass.
Exactly.
In this new world of
she
comedy,
weighed about
and stuff,
111 pounds too, man. I couldn't get through her. Couldn't get through her.
In this new world of comedy and stuff, since we saw you last, like social media is a much bigger deal. Do you do a lot with social media? Do you consider it a pain in the ass, or do you like it?
Because I just saw a tweet from you, and it said Titus is the wrong side of the taint, bitches.
That was a comeback. He used my own joke.
Yeah,
that's what I love. Is that it's the same thing as hecklers. So I'm on Twitter. I started my Twitter for me. I didn't care. I didn't want to get. I don't like. We all have followers, just like Jesus. It's not real.
Yeah, right.
Unless they lie for you in court or help you move, they're not followers.
No doubt. Yeah.
So I just started writing it to keep jokes because Twitter, before it was 280, it was 140. It made you become a better writer.
Yeah,
gotcha.
People that weren't comedians got really funny,
really good,
because they had to get it tight, and that's the whole key to comedy. And so I started doing this thing, and what happened was after this guy got elected, I would give my Yakuza pinky for Mitt Romney right now. You could just take my finger and we'll put him in. I don't care. He's a moron or whatever. Right? Exactly. Because if you know economics and stuff, we're in trouble. In about 18 months, things are gonna get weird if this continues. So that's what I'm saying. So I started kind of going after the truth and stuff, and I always write the truth. And the weird thing is that people would come after me, and I have this sickness. I have a sickness. I have a problem. If you'll come at me hard and start insulting me, I'm like,
you can't help it.
I'm like, okay. People, I've got on.
You enjoy it.
I've got on radio shows where people are like, dude, I see you get in these fights with these people, and you're brutal. And I go, how do you stop doing? Doesn't it just drain you? I go, nah, it really kind of fires me up.
Yeah, you like it.
It's a sin. I don't know if I like it, but there's something about it where I'm like, okay, let me see how I can deconstruct this guy. Where's this guy's chink? And then after in his armor, and pretty soon, like the guy's like, tweet deleted. I win! Victory! Tweet deleted. That's what I always.
And the only person that knows that is Chris. And that makes sure I know what you're doing, dude. I do this thing in the morning where I do a dramatic pause for one idiot, right? It's one idiot that made a comment, and I do this. Who complained about something that I do in the morning, and I do it just for this one guy.
Yeah,
and it makes my day.
I know. It's like makes my day. You're like crack. All right, give him my tweet thumbs out. Let's go work on the good ones, and you just decimate somebody because they're not You look what you guys do. You have to think on your feet all the time. I have to think on feet. We're smart, and the same people that are heckling you in a comedy club and getting their ass handed to them are the same people on Twitter getting their ass handed to them.
Do you find yourself though, like maybe you're turning wrenches and you're like, oh, you know what? You're fixing your car or whatever.
Yeah.
I gotta stop and get this guy. Like, does it interrupt other things that you're doing?
It has to. If you have that in you, it
has to. It does.
Because it'll sit in the back. Right. The reply will sit in your brain. If he responds this, if that happens, I got this coming for him. You know,
that makes my wife crazy because sometimes like I'll be like, hold on, baby. Why? I go, no, this guy said something about me.
And I gotta get it.
I mean, a guy who wrote some letters, who's got the emoji of what is it? It's Elmo. His picture's Elmo, and he's got 11 followers. Babe, you don't understand.
I
gotta get this guy.
You just don't understand what we're doing here. This is for real.
He insulted me on my page.
I think
it's sad. I'm glad we cleared up because I really feel stupid right now.
I think the last time we met you, also we talked to you. You were in between. You had just gotten remarried, but you had gotten divorced. Like, everything going good now. Everything.
My new wife's amazing. We're the best friends. My ex-wife is psychotic, and my kids became teenagers, and they're douchebags. So what happened?
How many kids do you have again, and how old
2.
are they?
They're 16 and 14, and when their mom had been telling them their whole life, when you're 14, you can decide, and so they decided.
Oh,
yeah. And
damn,
I was like,
that's.
I did it to my dad. The next show I'm writing right now is all about this because I ran away when I was 12, and I didn't just run away. Like when I ran away, I actually walked to the school bus stop. Then I was 8th grade. I walked. The school bus left. I walked about 2 miles to the freeway on ramp.
Yeah.
I'm 12. Yeah. I hitchhiked to the San Jose airport, which is 45 miles away.
Oh, damn.
Called my mom and said, I'm running away. Book me a ticket. Yeah, when I run away, I don't get a hobo stick and take a stuffed animal.
You don't go to the garage.
No, I do not. I got
because I did that too. I mean, I'm running away. And I stand at the end of the block. I'm running away.
And you're not going anywhere.
I had a passport. I was like, I got a passport. Can you stamp that for me? Why? Because I don't want to see my dad anymore. And so I ran away, and I didn't see my dad for 2 years, and then my mom, and we'd been evicted. When I lived with my mom, she was mentally ill, and I knew this, but my dad had been ripping on her. And you're a kid, you just don't know. There was no rules there.
Right.
But in the 2 years living with my mom, we were evicted 3 times. No 14-year-old kid should know the sheriff. You should never be like, "Hey, Doug, do we need to put the furniture on the lawn now or tomorrow? Is tomorrow good? Because we'll be out by tomorrow."
Yeah, when his common response is, "Hey, Chris."
Yeah, exactly.
So Christopher Titus is going to be at the Improv tonight. If they want to see Special Unit, the movie, how do they see it?
You go to iTunes, Amazon, or Google Play. Special Unit, guys, it's really funny.
Dude, it's really good. I watched the preview during the break. Good stuff, man.
Thank you, man. Yeah, I wrote it and directed it, and Peter Farrelly from the Farrelly Brothers.
Oh, wow.
He helped with the rewrite. I get this weird call from Peter Farrelly. I don't know Peter Farrelly. And my phone goes, "Hey, Pete Farrelly here. Can you get me a call?" I'm like, I'm in the kitchen. I go to my wife. I go, "Peter Farrelly just texted me," and I was whispering it. She goes, "He can't hear you. What are you doing?"
Yeah, but I got to write back this Elmo guy on Twitter.
I'm really busy getting this guy.
Sorry, Pete, dealing with some idiot with 11 followers. I'll be back.
Yeah, I got this fire tweet for Elmo. I'll be right with you.
Titus, man, always a pleasure to have you come in. You're welcome to come back anytime.
And I'm sorry you witnessed the dark side.
I'm glad I saw it. I got to know the real you when you get really pissed. It was great. It was awesome. Tonight at the Improv, go see Christopher Titus. Please check it out. If you didn't hear the entire interview, you can see it on our YouTube channel. Just go to iHeart Monsters Radio on YouTube. You're listening to the Monsters in the Morning.
list of qualified candidates.
Arigato.
And to accelerate your hiring even
That's
more,
an intense cat, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Like,
New users can try
he told the story the right way, but it was even scarier than what he said. I was like, that guy's, I mean, he's got he got a temper thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
Were you close to the front, Alan?
I was close to the front, and I saw her grab the bottle. I forgot that part of the story. He's totally right.
But you know, you see how smart he was? When after second that segment was done, he goes, "You guys aren't bit people. You guys are just like to shoot the shit." Yeah. He realized that at the end of that. He was like, "I got to shift," and he did. And he got out of that and he just started shooting the shit.
Yeah, because I asked him a question and he went back to telling his story
because he's so that's the common thing that is done amongst these radio stations. They just want you to sit there and do your bit.
I didn't want him rambling on. I wanted us to interact with him.
Yeah. He realized that after the first segment.
I wanted to know where his wife was from to know where to pick up the bottle like that.
I know.
She's from the Bronx.
Yeah, that's
serious.
What up, everybody?
Cooling, man. You know what I'm saying? Just
Except that picture I just sent you.
Doing the whole July 4th thing.
How was your July 4th? Good?
Yeah, it was dope, man. We did the boom thing out in Altamont. It's freaking crazy this year. How about you, bro?
It's good, right?
I hung out with some.
Wow, that's a nice bit. I
like some
Hey! I don't understand how I look so busted in all those pictures. Like we just took 4 pictures and I look busted in every one.
Females.
I'm like this.
I know they hate every
picture of yours.
Picture because
and you know what's funny? If she looked perfect, but everybody else looked like shit, she'd be like, "That's a good picture. Let's keep that one. I like that one."
That looks weird.
Yo, Los, could I borrow a piece of your paper?
Yeah, sure.
Nah, yeah, man. I played it smart this year for July 4th. I didn't do the fireworks. I just took their ass to Altamont and said, "Enjoy this shit, because it's just gonna last 2 days."
Be honest.
No, you don't.
Are you sure?
You don't. Okay, Linda. No, you don't. You look beautiful, girl. Come on. No.
Hey, welcome back to the Monsters Mornings on Real Radio 104.1, broadcasting live on iHeartRadio. I'm Russ Rollins, along with Dirty Jim, Angel, and Carlos. Savannah here today, and Vince Taylor came by to see us. Vince, you're going to go with us this Saturday to go gambling, right?
You're darn right, bro.
What's your game of choice when you gamble?
Blackjack, bro.
The blackjack. Okay.
I always bet on. I don't think that makes any sense, but
yeah, I'll be playing blackjack. I found out they also have bingo on the trip. We have over 500 people going with us. So
I heard, bro.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, it should be a great time. Looking forward to it. If you still want to go, you can go to realradio.fm/victory to go on the cruise with us. The guys from Real Laughs and a bunch of folks are going. Christopher Titus was just here, and we were talking about a true story that I last time he was here I saw, and it was him dealing with a heckler, and it about got into a fist fight. Now, I think you're a stand-up comic.
Yeah.
How do you handle hecklers? What's your way of handling a heckler?
Fisticuffs normally is the best way. Now, I'm not gonna lie, man. You got to break them down. You got to get the crowd against them, just like Titus said. And I'll never go up against Titus again. But I'm gonna see him tonight. Probably. I'm gonna go out there and see what happens if I try to heckle him again.
I would not heckle that guy. He's got a.
I'm not even. It's not even him that I'm afraid of. It's his wife. Like, to have the instinct to pick up that bottle and stand right behind. She's got to be either from the Bronx or from Mercy Drive. I don't know.
Yeah, you see a picture of her. One of her, I think her Twitter account or maybe her Insta account shows her doing like a sidekick. So I think she's like a trained fighter as well.
Jimmy, she grabbed. I forgot about that part of the story, which I can't believe I forgot about it. But when he said it, it totally came back. She grabbed a champagne bottle and was ready to clock this dude. And I'm like, this has got to be a bit. There's no way these guys are really going to fight like this. And damn sure that was real.
Yeah, Titus doesn't look like a guy who pulls a lot of punches like that either.
Nah.
But he has that giant threshold. I mean, it takes a lot to make him lose it. But once he gets to that point, it's the quiet kid theory, I guess.
Yeah. But you just got to know how to control the crowd. When they start coming at you, you turn the whole crowd against them. I had a guy try to stab me in Miami on stage. Yeah. Stab me in Miami.
Why did he want to stab you?
I don't know. His girl was looking at me kind of funny, and she ran up to the stage and was trying to. She was saying a bunch of crazy stuff, man, and he didn't take it too nice, and he grabbed one of the knives off the table and came to the stage, and they had to escort him out.
With a butter knife?
I'm gonna butter the hell out of you, man.
Butter you
You want to butter the hell out of you. Keep looking at my girl.
Let me tell you something, man. I'm going to kill you. It's going to take a little bit.
Very slow.
Small slices.
First we're going to bruise you a lot. But we're eventually going to break the skin, and then there's trouble, buddy.
Let me heat this up.
I think in the social media age, people think it's some people. I don't want to generalize or say it's the majority. It's douchebags out there that feel like I have my right. And I won't even do the redneck voice to piss off the redneck guys. Just a regular maintained voice.
Thank you very much.
Most, but you're right. Everyone thinks they're a star. They go to a stand-up show. They don't realize they think they're part of the show.
Yeah.
You're there to work.
Yeah.
You're working. You're up there. You're the one that's collecting the check. Shut up.
Yeah, man. Like my man says, see the show, don't be the show. And I'm sure most of y'all that are coming on the trip this Saturday will see. It's just annoying when people think I'm trying to make the show better.
So
I'm trying to get it better.
Is there always, almost every show, is there a heckler?
No, absolutely. No. As a matter of fact, at most professional clubs, you don't have to worry about hecklers. Like at the Improv, they're pretty good about it. Bonker shows are pretty good about it. But at these side shows where you go where there's like an alley somewhere or it's just like, aisle 9 at Winn-Dixie, it doesn't really go over so well because there's nobody you can call and be like, all right, get this fool out of here. Just kind of just make it happen.
Hey, there's a story out today about a guy from West Virginia, and he's busted for I guess kidnapping himself. And so he kidnaps himself and he calls his brother.
How do you do that?
He calls his brother and he demands money. He says, if you ever want to see your brother, and he somehow changes his voice, if you want to see your brother again, you'll send how much money? How much money do you think this guy from West Virginia was trying to get?
$423.
$423. What do you think, Dirty Jim?
I'm gonna go $3,000.
$3,000, Carlos.
I'm trying to buy a pressure washer, $170.
Angel, you
$300.
$300.
Say about $5.
You want to get $2,000? He wanted
Okay.
$2,000.
That's sensible. In other words, he knew his brother had it.
Yeah, right, exactly. Sat back and goes, now, if I was going to call me and kidnap me, how much would I ask for me? It's about $2,000. I think that's how much you got in his savings.
I feel I'm worth $2,000.
I checked his fair ones.
I do. I got a CDL.
Yeah.
He texted this guy, and he said, "Look, I've been kidnapped, and my kidnapper needs $2,000."
And your awesome brother Tommy's gonna get it. He's totally cool and he rocks, but he might get killed over your foolishness.
Yeah, he was busted.
He thinks you could probably get it from your mama if you don't have it.
I'll three-way.
We'll accept PayPal.
How did he get busted?
His brother figured it out somehow.
He looked in the other room where his brother was calling from.
It's not me. I promise, Bobby, it ain't me.
Hey, can you Venmo this to me?
You gotta love it when people get busted. Like, there's this girl, and I'm not gonna say her name, but she's a big YouTuber.
Okay.
So she hangs out with this other group of YouTubers. They're all fine. They vlog with each other. Like, they're making lots of money. They travel around together. Well, she had been, from her account, she had been going in as an anonymous and talking mad smack to and about all of them. It would be like if I'm on the show with you, but while I'm on the show with you, I'm going in the YouTube as anonymous and going, Russ is such a douche. Yeah. I hate him so much. He's so ugly. He don't know how to run it. Like,
okay, we can stop there. That's fine.
No, I'm just giving you an example.
Yeah, okay, I get it.
So she got busted because the guy that was controlling the page saw the same IP address.
Oh.
She got busted.
She was arguing with herself?
Arguing with herself to make herself feel smarter. Jimmy?
No, what?
Jimmy?
That texting service.
I'm
Looks
checking
like.
your IP address.
Please check them.
No, I'm
look, if I could get away with it, I would.
So the guy
I'm not tech savvy, and I'm afraid I'll get busted, so I
The guy
don't.
that was controlling the forum wrote her and said, "You either come clean about this, or I'm gonna post every single thing that you've written."
Isn't this basically those flip books of people getting busted taking selfies? Like, oh, look at my bae taking a nap. And in the reflection of the toaster, it's them taking a picture of themselves, pretending to be their boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever.
But this actually sounds like a smart marketing strategy to argue with yourself. Like, what if you win your argument? Like, everybody's going to
it's the burner account theory. I mean, you got NBA guys getting popped for that. They're having fake Twitter accounts.
Dude, the presidents of clubs are just doing it. Did you guys remember that? The president of the Basketball Association for the Sixers just got busted. It was his wife was doing it or whatever. That's who he blamed it on.
And I guess one of the girls that was supposed to be her best friend, like they hung out all the time, had this really bad self-body image issues, and she had talked about it and been real open with everyone. So she would be at the same place with her and be like, "Oh my gosh, I just saw so-and-so for the first time. She's so ugly. She's like the fattest person ever."
And she's saying it herself.
She's talking about herself, yeah.
No, she's talking about this friend of
Right,
hers.
her friend, yeah.
Who's really like has issues with that.
Oh, geez.
While she's sitting beside her, like, this is my best friend. And she's so disgusting. And I love you so much.
Sounds
Look
like-
how fat she is.
Sounds like every day in Hollywood.
Damn.
All right, listen. We promised at 8 o'clock we do the open phones at 8. So if you got something you want to, have some people said you said you're going to let us call in. So yeah, we'll do that when we come back. If you want to give us a call, anything you want to talk about, ask about, throw out, we'll do that. The telephone number to dial is 1-888-978-1041, or locally it's 407-916-1041. You're listening to the Monsters of the Morning.
Real radio is Real Music Weekends.
Oh, Mike. It's Mike.
From the Sims Crane Weather Center, Sims Crane, Florida's certified premier crane safety and rigging experts. SimsCrane.com.
Hi, everybody. Jamie Keegan here at the Fox 35 Weather Center. Your AccuWeather forecast update for Central Florida for this midweek peak of Wednesday is as follows. A very isolated shower risk this morning, 10% or less, or maybe a couple of light showers floating around before 8 a.m. Outside of that, so we'll yield full sunshine for the course of the day. Very hot, 96.
What's up, YouTubers?
At 20% after 2 p.m. East winds at 5 to 10. Tide 74. Scattered clouds, warm and dry. For Fox 35, I'm meteorologist Jamie Keegan.
Well, we don't get any calls. We'll just go on like a champ.
Exactly.
S9. You have the Samsung Galaxy S9, the fastest smartphone in your hands.
What's the number to call in again?
Carlos,
What?
come shake the snack machine for me. I can't because I hurt my arm and my Cheetos are stuck.
Oh, did you want to tell the story about how you hurt your arm, or you do that for your bit?
I can tell it. Yeah. No, I'm not doing that for my bit. I can't get these Cheetos.
Hello, this is Carlos with another Money Minute brought to you by RP Funding and the man himself, Mr. Robert Palmer.
All right, everybody knows it's Home Sellers Week. Robert and Morgan have a question for you. What upgrades should you make if you're selling your home?
Yeah, so Morgan, this is really case by case. And so, the best approach here is to have someone come out and take a look at your house. We do at listed.com is we have one of our local agents come by, they take some pictures, they check your house out, and then one of our pricing experts back at the corporate office, they're the one that's really going to dig in and look at the recent sales and help you decide the right things to upgrade, because it's different from house to house to house. It really depends on your neighborhood. We use our big data to see what's selling, what's performing, and help you make those right decisions.
And that was another Money Minute with RP Funding and Robert Palmer.
You got my copy of my book yet, man?
Oh, no, not yet. No copies yet.
That's pretty much done. You working on the second?
You didn't hear what happened? Guy got 8 pages into it. Got to one part of it, and he called Jeff, and he's like, I'm a Christian, I can't draw the rest of this.
I need a mobile camera. Which camera can move? This one?
I don't know.
I need to take it with me. I need a mobile camera.
It won't do it over there.
I need a mobile camera. I can't hear you.
It won't go over there.
What do you mean it won't go over there?
It won't go live. You just want to record?
No, I want to go. Is it live?
Yeah, we're live right now.
Well, never mind. Oh, well, it's probably done now.
Why?
Forget it. Don't
Who's coming right now?
There was something funny going on.
Hi, I'm Susan. I'm a school teacher, and my husband's a firefighter.
Because of the network?
Yeah, it's just going live right now.
Oh, doors.
We heard Glenn Klausman on your radio and called
These are cell phones.
Mr. Klausman.
She should have just used her cell phone.
And called multiple insurance companies to get us a great result. We could reach him 24/7 on his cell phone. Mr. Klausman was our guardian.
Yo, you got me in Norwegian.
Klausman. Contact me at
klausmanlaw.com.
That's KLAUSMAN.com.
That show will give you a headache. The first season
actually helps
gave me a headache.
safer neighborhoods.
But I love
It's called Neighbors, and it's by Ring.
It's
a company that
it's going back and forth between timelines all the time. You can't tell what's real, what's not really real. It's real until the complexities of it. But it's worth the watch when you get to the end of it, man.
Neighbors is completely free.
Yeah, that one stands alone. It's got like this whole.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's just yeah, you can't do a little cake. I have to. It's mandatory. I know that. But this season.
First season's okay. First season,
this one wasn't this. Yeah,
it's like the third season of The Flash, where it starts to get bad. You know, it just starts to get kind of cheap. It's like, like you watch The Flash, right?
Yeah, of course.
Like the Speed Force, it just got too
Speed Force
much. Like, bro, I don't know what's going on anymore.
Yeah, it does get a little complex, but you know.
I got time for all that. Goddamn Speed Force.
The Speed Force, that is kind of weird. But I still try to stick around and talk about the game.
No, so they come out with Punisher season 2. Punisher is one of the best shows I've ever seen.
Punisher, Daredevil season 1, Punisher. I would even say the first season of Jessica Jones was pretty intense.
I didn't watch this show.
The first season is, especially if you're a fan of Doctor Who and like David Tennant, to see him in a different role and kill it. It's pretty cool. Kill it, yeah. He was phenomenal. He was a villain, and he was phenomenal. But Iron Fist was terrible.
That was trash.
Terrible bad.
Check out our website at monsters.fm. That's monsters.fm. We're live on YouTube today, so you can go to our YouTube channel. It's iHeart Monsters Radio on YouTube. If you want to check that out, if you want to call, we'll give you a couple minutes here to do that. The telephone number to dial is 1-888-978-1041, or locally it's 407-916-1041. I'm Russ Rollins, along with 30 Jim, Angel, Carlos, Savannah, and Vince Taylor, all here today. What was happening with the? Why did you run in here to grab Carlos?
All right, YouTube Live. Here's what just happened. I go to get my Cheetos, right? Because I'm hungry.
My morning Cheetos.
And, breakfast. And they get stuck in the machine. And this one little scroller, I don't know what it's called.
Like a spring.
One little spring in the machine always gets everybody's Cheetos stuck, right? Mm-hmm. So my arm is hurt really bad, so I can't really use my arm.
How'd you hurt your arm?
I hurt my arm picking up a tortoise that I got into a fight with because it was tearing stuff up.
You fought a tortoise.
Or the last machine that tried to hold her Cheetos back.
Right.
I didn't fight it. It was just wrecking a bunch of stuff, and I had to pick it up. And when I picked it up, I strained my arm because it was huge.
How big is this tortoise?
Yeah. That big?
Is it that big?
Like a
tree? It probably weighed, I don't know, 60, 70 pounds maybe.
Damn.
But anyways, that's beside the point. So I want to get my Cheetos. I can't shake the machine because, that's what you do when your Cheetos get stuck.
Yeah.
So I had to come get Carlos, and I wanted to film it for you guys for the YouTube, but there's no Wi-Fi, so that's why we got in a big fight. Now we each got a bag of Cheetos because we had to buy 2 bags.
Oh, so you couldn't shake it enough?
I tried my best. It was at an angle that was very difficult unless I wanted to be that little drawing on the machine that shows somebody being crushed by the machine.
Right.
So I hit it to the side, hit it to the left. And then I was done.
And I tried to, we both tried. We couldn't get it.
So you got 2 bags of Cheetos now.
So we had to get 2 bags of Cheetos because we had to put in another $1. And I feel like I just got robbed.
Well, it would have, no, you got both of them.
Yeah.
You put in money, you got them both.
It's a blessing in disguise.
But if it would have been taping me, it looked like I was making love to not making love, having hardcore sex. Very raw.
Hey, one of my favorite games to play is This Racist? So I would like to play Is This Racist right now. I usually look at Angel to tell me this, but of course you can help me too if you like, Vince, and everyone here can tell me. And matter of fact, actually, Savannah, since you're kind of used to live in this area, Pacific Northwest, where's that?
Yeah, it's Seattle, Portland, Washington, that entire.
Okay, that's up there. So you weren't living close to there, were you?
No.
No. Okay.
That's hippie land.
Okay. Well, a woman, goes into a Mexican restaurant in the Pacific Northwest and claims that something happened that was racist. She says that she said, I just experienced, this is her writing on her Facebook right after she went to this Mexican restaurant. She said, I just experienced some straight up racism. By the way, at the end of the day, she had a couple hundred people protesting this Mexican restaurant.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Oh, no.
And it said, I just experienced some straight up racism, you guys. This is not okay. I just ordered a bean burrito at the Del Polo Gordo.
The fat chicken.
And the guy at the counter goes, hot sauce, let me guess, mild? She says, this is not right. He assumed just because I was a white girl that I like mild hot sauce, and I don't like hot sauce. By the end of the day, they had a couple hundred protesters out in front of the restaurant with signs saying, we like hot sauce too.
We live in the most ridiculous time that has ever existed.
Taste is not a skin color. You don't own jalapenos. Now, is that racist?
I don't know, Russ. I identify as a Cheeto.
If you're a white girl and you order a burrito and they say, oh, you obviously want mild, is that racist?
Hell no.
It's funny.
That's phenomenally hilarious. The fact that, first of all, that there's a white girl up there saying that hot sauce makes her. I thought this was a black girl, so this just makes no sense to me. I didn't identify white people with hot sauce.
Yeah, she said that he assumed I wanted mild sauce because I was a white girl. Angel, is that racist?
No. Move it on.
Yeah, I mean, it's not. I mean, it's just, no, it's not. I mean, you can make an, I mean.
Then how can so many people get fired up to protest?
Because everyone's pissed off.
And
everyone thinks they're famous.
Stupidity.
Everyone has a Facebook page. Everyone wants to be outraged about everything. Yeah. That's the day and age we live in, man.
And this is in Washington, you say?
It says the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah, so that's
because it's legal up there.
Is what it says. And, and it says that that now that people are calling for a boycott of the restaurant because they assumed she would want mild sauce.
And it plays out all on social media, and then everyone that loves this place is going to come out and, no, we want hot sauce, and boom, 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 and within about 2 hours, it's all over.
People will forget about it.
Yeah.
Maybe they're working in cahoots, and they're going to come out with white girl hot sauce coming up soon.
There you go.
I think
boom.
white girl hot sauce has a twang to it.
I like it.
I don't know, bro. I think this is weird. Are they going to start associating I know they already associate certain foods with racism, but I don't associate any white people with any foods, and I don't make that racist, except for like potato salad and raisins and stuff like that. Like, other than that,
I don't know. Yeah, what is a typical white, like, oh, no, not grits.
Fried chicken.
Yeah, fried chicken. That's usually black
people.
Yeah, black people like fried chicken.
I don't know where y'all are from.
Hey, man. I have
Barbecue?
no idea. Barbecue.
There's like stereotypical barbecue is still an African American staple.
Yeah, but
I don't think so.
What's stereotypical for white people though?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I thought barbecue was.
I think
for white folks?
Yeah, I thought like smoking food low and slow on open fire was like a white guy thing. I didn't think that was a black guy thing.
For white people, I think it's like quiche and cheese.
Okay, quiche would be probably.
Yeah, but that's European, so that's why. I mean, that would be imported. I mean, your stereotypical like American would meatloaf, right?
Yeah,
meatloaf is a white guy thing or white.
Well, everybody here they did something for 4th of July. When y'all do barbecues for 4th of July, I mean, what do y'all typically have?
What about ambrosia?
Ew, vomit.
Ambrosia.
That's a white guy thing, I guess. Yeah.
That's
absolutely.
so gross.
I still don't even. I'm still not exactly sure exactly what that is.
I don't think anybody is.
I think if you grew up in the South, regardless of color, like we just have a whole different style of food.
Ambrosia, isn't that with like marshmallows
and mayonnaise and fruit?
No, it's no mayo in there, is there?
I think there is.
No, it's marshmallows. It's mixed up fruit like peaches, grapes, cherries, and then there's coconut in it, right?
Yeah.
Is that what makes it? That sounds like a fruit cocktail.
It is kind of a fruit cocktail.
It actually doesn't taste bad.
I know
It's
the nectar of the gods.
It does not look good, but it actually doesn't taste too bad.
Oh, man.
Read that on the strip club door.
I feel kind of bad for this dude because, I mean, he had no idea. He was saying, he was trying to relate to the chick, and she just tried to get it. She tried to use it to make herself viral. You know what I'm saying? He had said something like, yeah, you need to eat this, and I hope it goes straight to that fact that you have no ass. Then maybe that would have worked out.
No, he assumed because she was white, she would want it mild. And she got highly offended.
Nah, I think she was looking for attention.
Maybe last time she was there, she got mild sauce, and he said, "Let me guess, mild, because that's what you got last time."
Let's go back to this turtle.
It's tortoise.
Not a turtle, a tortoise.
A tortoise. Okay, so were you're trying to pick it up and hug it?
I was down south. I had to go outside for something. The tortoise came, knocked a bunch of stuff down, broke a mirror, knocked a bunch of wood plates down. When I went out,
which was inside.
What the hell kind of
Drunk tortoise?
I don't care about this habitat.
Your tortoise.
Hey, knock over log.
Your tortoise.
See you later, dish of water. Bye, romaine lettuce.
Your tortoise sounds like Gronkowski.
Was it inside?
No, it was outside, but it messed up a bunch of stuff on the porch. So I went outside to clean it up because I don't want the tortoise to get hurt, and I also don't. Want anything to happen.
Me.
The family that I'm staying with down south is not there.
Right.
So I go outside to do that. Well, the tortoise decided to come in the house. Right?
I'm coming.
And came in, and they are notorious.
Wait a minute, hold
They
on.
used to
You
know
couldn't
their place.
stop a tortoise from
No,
slowly
he juked
walking.
her. He's like Barry Sanders tortoise.
Isn't that the slowest animal on the planet?
All tortoises aren't as slow as you think.
Insane tortoise.
I'm telling you.
Whoa, he went left. He went right. Oh, my God, I'm on my bum.
Broke my ankles.
So he comes in the house, and then he starts to wreck stuff in the house. So I had to leave what I was doing, run in the house. The only way I could stop him from taking a big poo and...
I'm eating this DVD tower.
It doesn't sound like you're describing a tortoise. It sounds like you're describing some sort of a rabbit or something. I mean,
See you later, Bird Notice season 2.
So good.
So I had to pick him up to take him outside, and as soon as I picked him up, he started fighting.
Oh, wow.
You talking about this? Take that to the booth. I'm a drunk turtle.
I'll heckle Titus if I want to.
sounds like a drunk turtle. That's
Until
what it
I-
sounds.
and look, this is the cut on my leg.
Yeah.
Where his shell cut my leg open.
That'll teach you.
You're lucky I didn't have my turtle shank.
Look at have my nunchucks.
So you tried to pick him up to take him
Well,
outside?
I had to pick him up, and I didn't realize he was going to shake and be all crazy. And
They never let me in this house. So this is what it looks like? No wonder they look like kings.
so
Crazy
I
tortoise.
strained my
Yeah, it's
arm
crazy.
really, really bad.
Teenage
Really,
Mutant
really
Ninja
bad.
Tortoise.
Huh. Do you have tortoises out at
It's out of
Gatorade?
Keurig. It's coming down.
We do have tortoises out there, and we have a tortoise that's this same kind of tortoise. It's the sulcata tortoise that comes from Africa.
Mm-hmm.
But they are notorious
Notorious.
for having really, really
Wilding out.
bad attitudes.
So this tortoise is from Africa?
Got a bad attitude?
This tortoise got a chip on its shoulder, or in its shell, I guess. I just
Tortoises with bad attitudes?
Yeah, it has
Yeah,
a
from
bad.
Africa.
They always have bad attitudes, and you guys don't understand that a tortoise is powerful. And I've been
You're right. We don't.
Yes.
I've been knocked down by several tortoises in my life.
The slowest animal on the planet.
Oh
gets knocked
my
into-
God! Here it comes! He is moving so freaking
How does
fast!
a tortoise knock you over? I don't get it.
Tortoises do a thing called rushing, which means if they get mad
A
at you,
tortoise rushing.
You mean like a frat boy?
Google it.
Is that like a shot?
And it means like when they're mad at you, they'll come at you. And these things that come out of right here, they'll gore you if they can.
And that's the Russian tortoise.
No, it's an African sulcata tortoise.
Oh.
Google it and you can see
That
they're
rush you.
huge and they will rush you and they will fight they want to fight you. They'll break your shins.
Is that like Pledge Week? They'll rush
I
you?
don't know if they'll break your shins,
Yeah.
but yeah, kinda.
Wow, I've never seen a turtle walk
Man,
fast.
y'all don't know about tortoises. That's why.
What's it called again? An African what?
It's an African sulcata tortoise.
Spell that right, Jimmy, because if you one letter off and
Yeah.
boy, you get something else.
Oh,
S-U-L-C-A-T-A.
Correct me if I'm wrong. It seems out of all the reptiles, the tortoises are your least favorite. You're not as.
Well, yeah, because they gang up on her and push her over.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
she doesn't see it coming.
Listen,
They was trying to jump her in.
This
One
bitch
time-
only likes gators. Get out of here.
One time when I was in California, the tortoises surrounded me really bad.
All right, you guys you hit her from the left, you hit her from the right, and I'm taking her Fitbit.
And when I went to step backwards to get out of the tortoise enclosure,
Yeah.
one of them was behind me. It was like straight wrestling move. Tripped me. I fell backwards, busted my head open on the
Boom,
concrete.
tag. Here's the tortoise's elbow. Bam.
I'm dusty
A
tortoise.
gigantic
The people's
snake came
elbow.
after me.
Whoa.
Did you find it, Jimmy?
Yeah.
Is he rushing? Is it like
Well, I mean, it shows it feeding. It's pretty aggressive while it feeds.
Yeah.
So am I.
My Cheetos. She got her Cheetos.
I mean, these Cheetos mad as hell.
I'm just surprised to hear that tortoises have personality. So you know a bunch of happy turtles, happy tortoises too.
Yeah,
Like,
I know a bunch of happy tortoises that get along fine, but like.
Hey guys. Get out of here, you happy turtle! I just want to have a good time. I know! You're always so happy!
Are they endangered? Is it an endangered species?
No. There's a bunch of sulcatas in the world.
Oh, okay.
But I've seen them line up like they're on a carload or on an 18-wheeler. having sex.
Whoa.
Like one after one after one after one.
Tortoise train.
Deer pie.
Yeah.
Nice.
And ain't none of them hitting nothing.
Hey, this tortoise bang bus, baby.
Wait a minute, they all were lined up like that? Like human centipede?
Yeah, like one on the other, on the other, on the other. And if you try to feed them while they're doing that, they'll just eat. They'll
I understand.
take a bite of food.
Now I understand.
Finally, something in common with the tortoise.
I've leaned over before, seen that cookie on the dresser, and be like, well, she don't mind, she don't know.
How much do you guys think a hatchling costs? If you wanted to get one of these things, how much do you think a hatchling would cost you?
Depends on if it's angry or if it's happy.
A little, I would say $100.
Yeah, $100 is pretty close. So $109.99 for a hatchling African sulcata
And
tortoise.
does it tell you that it lives over 100 years and it's going to eat up all your food and dig holes in your backyard?
Does not mention any of that.
So it'll be around longer than you are.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're the vampires of reptiles. And I'm drunk and ready to die. And I'm going to eat this beanbag.
We have several at Gatorland. They can't live together because they fight. Like,
Ooh, a tortoise fight.
look, I saw a tortoise war in California. There used to be this one tortoise. His name was Spike, and he would hunch everybody. He didn't care if he was in the front, in the back, on the side. He didn't care. He was like king. And then one day, all the tortoises ganged up against him and flipped him over.
Freedom! It's a revolution.
Now there are. I went on tortoise. There's this place called it's Backwater Reptiles, and it shows you whether you can buy. And a Sri Lankan star tortoise goes for about $750. That's the most expensive one I could find.
Yeah, but those don't get big, and those aren't mean.
There are a bunch of different kinds. Pancake tortoise, redfoot tortoise.
Those are delicious.
And then one called just Herman's tortoise.
Hello.
Herman's tortoise is expensive. But anyways, African sulcata tortoises like to gang up on people, and they're not as nice and happy and friendly. Like, they're like grumpy old men.
Well, yeah, man. It's an African tortoise, man. It was probably brought over here against its will. You know what I'm saying? And
I
it was
doubt
on
that.
boat. You know, who knows what it is? You know, and it's on this free ride over here and it's trying to figure out how to get back home.
Hey, Savannah, there was a story in the news yesterday where a guy tried to, I think it was a python, tried to sneak a python on a plane. And
That's a weird story.
But he put it into his computer.
Hard drive.
The hard drive, yeah. Are those worth that much?
No, they're not.
No.
You could probably buy one, or you could probably go to Craigslist right now and get one for free.
Yeah. People giving it away, for sure.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Well, I wonder why he would try to.
Maybe it was his pet and he just loved it that much.
Yeah, you can get them. You can get really cool pythons for $100, a couple $100.
I had a Burmese one for a while.
Those are cool.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. They just keep growing. Right?
I saw a black snake yesterday. It scared the hell out of me. I hate snakes. They're just,
Were you in the house or outside?
Outside, and I was doing my dad gave me these things that you kind of put in the ground, and it's got it soaks up the sun all day, and then it'll be light all night long. Like a solar light thing.
Yeah, they're called
solar lights.
Solar lights.
Solar light.
Yeah.
They're
Powered off the sun.
They got
Powered
a
by
bulb
light.
in them. They got a thing, and they turn on.
Yeah. And so I'm putting all them in the back, and you stick them. It's got like a stake at the bottom, and I'm sticking them in the ground. And I stuck one in the ground, and the snake. I guess the snake was right there. I didn't even see it, and it jumps up and looks at me.
Scared the hell out of me too.
And I look at it, and it was more scared than I was.
Yeah.
It ran off, but
that snake called me afterwards.
What did he say?
He said, "Hey, this big thing tried to eat me this afternoon. It skewered me."
Yeah.
I didn't know rhinos were into solar lights.
Rhinos.
And it's 2 feet.
It's another one of those things that when my dad will bring something over to the house, and he brings me 3 bags of solar lights.
That's awesome.
I mean, but they all have red, white, and blue around them, right?
Oh, he went
So
to
what's wrong with that?
No, but I'm like, Dad, but there's
Why are you trying to not be a patriot?
there's like 27 of them here, and I did the same thing when he brought over that tennis racket that you use to get the flies.
I use that every day.
I love it. At first, my dad brings something. I'm like, oh, you're so silly. And then about 2 weeks later, I'm like, hey, that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah,
now I've got like those solar lights all over the house. And this morning I wake up, to go outside, and the whole yard is lit up.
We're doing that right now, man. There's something nice about looking at your yard, right?
And seeing it lit up at night.
The little parts lit up. And I'm slowly working on that. And we just put in a whole bunch of lights as well. Yeah, I totally get it. And those solar lights come a long way. They used to suck. They used to like suck about 5 years ago, 4 years ago. And now you can get a pretty decent one without having to do any low voltage. But
I put them in at like noon yesterday, and then this morning at 4:30 they were still going.
Yeah,
so, it's kind of cool.
That's awesome.
But now I'm afraid to go in the backyard because of the snakes.
Oh my
man,
God,
give me a break,
Jesus.
bro.
It's probably already gone.
All black snakes are harmless.
It ran, and it's probably what keeps the rats away. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you were all messed up on like NyQuil and
I know.
and ZQuil.
I think the
and-
snake gave you the bad dream.
No, it was the Winnie the Pooh thing.
No, I think the snake cast a spell on you.
Oh, I didn't know.
Gave you the bad dream.
I didn't know snakes did that.
Come on, man. You don't know nothing.
Cartoons.
All right, 407-916-104. When we come back, it's Savannah the Gator Entertainer. You're listening to the Monster of the Morning.
Chevrolet Traffic Center.
If you're heading out on I-4 eastbound between Severin and State Road 434, an accident's blocking the right lane, so do watch for that stop and go traffic there. Highway 46A at Reinhardt Road in Seminole County, a disabled vehicle blocking lanes there. That's going to be a slow ride for you as well. See traffic problems, call the State Touch Security Traffic Tip line at 866-676-8477 in the Traffic Center. I'm Susan Funk.
This report is brought to you by CC's with new Italian-style flatbread, salad, and dessert. Why settle for a tiny value meal when you can have endless value on CC's unlimited buffet, like pepperoni, meat eaters, stuffed crust, buffalo chicken, and now 2 new Italian flatbreads. The buffet's a better way. CC's for limited time.
Summertime is Chevy time. It's Carl Black Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC. If you're looking for a brand new vehicle, or maybe it's something new for you, but pre-owned, they've got hundreds of pre-owned vehicles at Carl Black Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC you can check out. And they have brand new vehicles with great incentives from GM that you can pick up now at Carl Black Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC. A 2018 Chevy Silverado double cab, the custom sport, man, is as low as $29,990 at Carl Black Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC. The home of guaranteed credit approval. My buddy Omar Rodriguez will take care of you. When you go by there and tell them the Monster sent you, they'll make sure you're all set right. They'll give you a good trade-in and good money for your trade-in and get you into something brand new. It's Carl Black, Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC on East Colonial Drive, 1 block west of Alafaya. Make sure you mention that Russ Rollins, the Monster, sent you.
Never miss a deal at your local Winn-Dixie. Save on hundreds of weekly deals, BOGOs, and products on Down every week. Right now, fresh chicken wing value packs are just $1.79 per pound.
Yeah, that's I can see why they left that. There's really nothing racist about that. That's the dumb
I know.
That's the dumbest shit.
Hey, so if Carlos is doing a voice or doing something like that, it's okay to laugh, but don't laugh on the mic, because what's happening is you're laughing, and then we can't, and then you guys are canceling each other out, and so it's just noise. Yeah. So if you can laugh and laugh like off the mic, but if you laugh straight into it, then you're walking over his. Yeah.
Makes sense.
Job fair at the Walt Disney World Casting Center, Wednesday, July 11th, from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. to join the team that's always on the move. Qualified candidates will be eligible for a $2,000 hiring bonus. Visit Walt Disney World.
Yeah, Titus was funny, but man, I gotta tell you what, when he was pissed off that day, that's an intense, scary cat.
I bet. Yo, listen, man. The funny thing about stand-up, the comics who've been doing it for over a decade normally have bullets loaded in the chamber for heckles.
He just was ready to fight. Like, there wasn't nothing. He just ready to fight.
Yeah,
I can see the Irish coming out of him, you know?
Nuts.
With the Wells Fargo mobile app, it's easy to get banking done. Learn more at wellsfargo.com/getbankingdone. Wells Fargo Bank, N.A., member FDIC.
The jewelry store with the most likes, the most positive reviews, the most raving fans is International Diamond Center.
IDC is definitely a place that I will come to as long as I live here. This will be my go-to place always.
Literally the best jewelry store in town. You'll make friends for life coming in here. I felt like family from the beginning, and it made a rather daunting task very, very easy.
They really take the time to find out what you want or what you desire in a ring.
You have to come here. There's no other option. The customer service, the time spent to do what I wanted and what her vision was, there's no other place to go.
You know you can go there, and you know that you can trust.
Okay, I'll show you the new. That's the new cover right there. They put it in red and you know.
Yeah, that's sick.
Yeah, it looks good.
You got any decent contestants to send in the picture?
Yes. Yeah, I actually do. Let's see where I can find it. Where'd she go?
Stop saying someday to adventure and start saying today. Mariner of the Sea.
There's one right there. There's one of them.
Oh snap! That's still custom. That actually looks almost exactly like it.
Uh-huh.
Nice and professional photography.
Yeah. She's really into it, yeah.
So what are we looking like release date wise?
What's that?
What are we looking like release date wise?
I think by October 1st.
You can enjoy the power to explore a digital world of possibilities and connect with family, friends, and the things that matter most. That's why there's access from AT&T. If a member of your household is a SNAP participant, you may qualify for home internet at a discounted rate of $10 a month. No commitment, no deposit, no installation fee. Plus, get an in-home Wi-Fi gateway at no extra cost. Call 1-855-220-5211 or visit att.com/aware.
Jeff's coming in?
Jeff Howell? No, yeah, Jeff Kaufman. Yeah, he'll be here. Yeah.
If you exceed your monthly data plan allowance, you will be automatically charged $10 for each 50 gigabytes of data usage in excess of your data plan, even if less than 50 gigabytes is used. For details about data allowances, go to att.com/internet-. Using your Wi-Fi enabled device required. Other restrictions apply.
With over 23 years serving Central Florida, Fence Outlet is Florida's favorite fence store. Fence Outlet has higher quality products at lower prices than the big box stores. Whether you're looking for professional installation or shopping around to do it yourself, visit
Hey, do you have like some dubstep or some techno, like all the girls that do makeup tutorials?
Great. You are listening to Real Radio 104.1 WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. We are an iHeart radio station.
Country fried, baptized in gravy, can't wash off what the good Lord made you. No matter how far that highway goes, an old dirt road to get you home.
Come on.
If you see it in the right when they try to lie, if you'd a bullet hole in a stop sign kind, then I'm right there with you. Put your drinks up high for my country folk.
Hey, welcome back to the Monsters of the Morning on Real Radio 104.1. I'm Russ Rollins, along with Dirty Jim, Angel, and Carlos. Vince Taylor's here with us today, and now it's time for Savannah, the Gator Entertainer.
This segment is being brought to you by Gatorland Orlando. If you're spending money going to all these other places to see alligators, you're just wasting your time. Come to Gatorland. It's been there since 1949. One of the oldest places to visit in the whole entire state of Florida with alligators. We are the alligator experts. Come meet with us, hang out with us. Let us teach you everything you need to know about alligators. You can do it right there in our park. Don't do it. Don't go to rivers and feed alligators. Can I just say that? And it's nest making season right now. It's egg laying season right now. You guys, please be careful.
It seems like there's an alligator in the news like every other day.
Can I just tell you this, though?
What?
And this is what I've come to realize.
What's that?
Alligators don't have attorneys, so in any of these stories, we're only getting one side.
That's true. Okay.
And you don't know if the alligators have been harassed before, if they have babies nearby, if they have a nest nearby.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, alligators don't have attorneys, but I'm here to defend them.
Mhm.
Go to Gatorland. And check us out. You can check us out on our YouTube channel, Gatorland Vlogs.
Did you see the story the other day where they caught a guy, I guess, in the back of his car, the back seat. He had a gator in a garbage can. And with duct tape around his mouth, and he said that someone had given it to him, and he was going to go release it into the water somewhere. But it looked like he was. I guess that's gator poaching, or
again, yes, that's poaching. Again, if you ever see anything like that, please call FWC. And we only get one side of that story.
That's true.
Because the alligator can't talk.
Right.
It might have been minding its own business, sitting in the water, doing its thing, and he might have taken it.
But you say you can talk to alligators, so maybe you could go, interview the alligator, and talk to him and figure out exactly what happened.
Yeah. Well, we'll see about that. It depends if they call a public attorney. If I am a public attorney for the alligators, so he can feel free to call me.
And any news on Snowball?
No news on Snowball. I know you guys. Did you guys talk about that yesterday or day before?
Detective Barb. Yeah.
Yeah. No word. They're still looking and trying to figure out what happened, and no one knows what happened yet. I know Robbie has a GoFundMe that's set up, and everybody's just trying to still keep the word out.
It sucks, man. Yeah, that was the farm out there with the Swamp Brothers, and someone burned down one of their buildings. Like 43 or 44 animals were killed, and then one was kind of, I guess, stolen.
Disappeared. Yeah.
Disappeared. Yeah.
All right, so that's all the alligator news. Today, I'm going to do something very special for you guys.
No, we got to stop first. Did you guys hear?
What?
Savannah broke the toilet?
No, I didn't.
It's true.
I haven't even been in the bathroom.
There's a giant leak in the woman's bathroom.
There is that.
You were the last one to walk out of there, and your last words walking out were like, I'll show them. I believe it was the last words, and now there's a mess.
Y'all don't want to pay me? Pay this plumber.
Yeah, pay his plumber. Filled with nuts and bolts.
That's not true. Anyways, so I need a little techno music. Angel, if you got any over there.
Techno.
Oh, yeah.
Here's the thing.
He was already listening to it.
The thing that's trending right now on YouTube and all these other places is mega tutorials.
Wait a second. Why are you talking like that?
Because this is how they all talk.
Mega tutorials.
Oh my God, makeup.
Oh.
Makeup, something you might want to check out, oh God.
Totes.
Makeup tutorials are the cool end thing, and I'm going to talk like this in my segment. I've been watching a lot of these videos, and I try to keep up with what's trending, and here's the thing. People ask me all the time, like every single day, I get messages from like, what? I get messages from like girls I know and guys that I know, and they're all like, oh my God, Savannah, how are you so pretty?
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I don't know. That's embarrassing. And then they write me back, and they're like, Savannah, how are you so fly?
And what do you tell them?
I'm like, what? Come on, guys.
It's a good response.
So anyways, I decided to do a makeup tutorial this morning.
A what?
If makeup tutorials are trending on YouTube, I'm going to bring it to the newest, hottest thing, and that's radio.
No, I'd gotten used to your old voice. This one...
Look, this tutorial is called Savannah's Beauty on a Budget for magic. Savannah's Beauty for a budget for magic and how my face is, because it's awesome. Number one, I start with a clean face palette. I use the best face wipes in existence on the planet Earth, and they come from Big Lots, and they smell like cucumbers, and they're amazing, and it's only like $2 a pack. You can take them with you, like out through your day.
She wrote that to me in a text. It just said, Big Lots baby wipes. That was the only text I got from her. I was like, what the hell does this mean? And she writing out her grocery list.
Tell them what time I sent you.
It was late at night, and I showed her the makeup. I was like, she just wrote Big Lots baby wipes.
Are there girls that really talk like this?
Are you kidding?
Oh, I don't watch it. I don't watch makeup stuff on YouTube. Sorry, so I didn't know.
Maybe you should try it, because I don't want to be.
It sounds like a cross between. Maybe you could do it since you're selling the Savannah line. Maybe you should do it as you, as Savannah.
But I like Miley Kardashian.
Step 2. Moisturize, moisturize, moisturize. I like to use Jergens. I get it from the Family Dollar. I used to use Hair, Mane, and Tail for my face, but use the conditioner, but it's kind of expensive, so I changed it up.
That's a real thing.
Dance break!
Yeah!
Dance break!
Lip gloss, lip gloss. Makeup.
I use a really good foundation. It's called Airbrush Away, number 7. And what I do is I pour it into this old airbrush nail gun, and I spray my face, like I spray it. And as I'm spraying it, I totally feel like I'm phase 1, like my vida loca, straight out of Bompton, bitches.
Damn.
Dance break.
I don't even know what that means.
Then I put on a little mascara. I dare ya. It's my own brand. It's very limited. I have some in the back of my Jeep if you guys need some, whatever.
Cool.
And number 4, and the most important thing in this whole entire thing is eyeshadow. Windows are the eyes to the soul. And this
Windows are the
wait. Eyes are the windows to the soul.
I like it better
and that's
the first
where
time.
this gets expensive. Now, if you notice today, I don't have my always green eyeshadow.
Yeah, what happened to the green? You got your iguana green.
It's run
gone.
out.
What?
And they don't
It's
make
run
it
down.
anymore. And the beautiful spring mix of Verdi hues on the butter lettuce lids of my eyes no longer exists on the planet Earth.
Well said.
R.I.P. Urban Decay Vice Palette. Goodbye, shiny green color named Freak. Adios, yellow gold complimentary shadow named Thrash. Welcome in a new day of using blush as eyeshadow.
Oh, you're changing the game.
That's the reveal. That's the reveal.
I never believed it.
I have to say this really slow because I do not want to mess it up because it's so good and Jimmy's gonna love it. And if I say it wrong, it's gonna suck. I have now my own makeup line.
Whoa!
And it is called Violent. Oh God. Violet Femmes. What?
Try saying that 3 times fast. Try saying it.
Bitches.
Violet Femmes.
And it makes me go out like a blister in the sun.
Nice.
Violet Femmes.
No.
Violent Femmes.
Violet
Good luck.
Femmes.
Got it.
VVF.
Say it.
Violet Femmes.
Hey.
You can't say it. Whatever. Anyway, for the hottest makeup tips, you guys can check out my YouTube channel. It's called Gatorland Vlogs. And
I put makeup on gators.
I don't do that, but I hope you enjoyed this. And if you didn't, whatever.
Yeah,
Nice.
whatever.
That's usually how it ends anyway, the videos.
Sweet.
Whatever.
Bye, guys.
That's it.
Thank you, Savannah.
You're welcome.
Yes, thank you.
Deborah, I didn't know you were coming in today. Jimmy said, I thought you were going to be out all week.
No, it said that she'll be back Wednesday.
Oh, very good.
Man, I feel like I should be out all week.
Yeah. Is there anything? We only got a couple of minutes, but anything going on in the real news?
Not really.
Nothing?
No, we've got the Thai boys finally reuniting with their
Yeah,
parents.
what's up? We're the Thai boys. We're the Thai boys. We're here to do the Thai boys.
Well, I thought they weren't
we
allowed.
Sing, we dance.
They're allowed today. The parents have to wear hazmat suits and they have to stay a fair distance away because the boys are still
Did they cross over into this country or something? Or?
Well, they've been in a cave, and we had a guy that we talked to one time who went into a cave in Costa Rica, and if you breathe in like bat dung or some things,
Yeah, guano is what it's called.
There are things in caves that you're not supposed to breathe.
Well, 2 of the boys have pneumonia. This is just really out of an abundance of caution because, like you just said, Russ, they've been in there for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
They don't know what they've been exposed to. They're running their blood tests at the moment. They do know that 2 of the boys have pneumonia, which when you're breathing damp air for 2 weeks and not eating, you could figure that's going to happen. But rather than make the parents wait any longer until the blood tests come back and they know whether or not they have any communicable diseases, they went ahead, put the parents in hazmat suits, and they were able to see the boys. Just can't give them hugs and kisses just yet.
Can this be the new way that people acquire superpowers?
Oh my God, you were in my brain, Jim.
It's always getting bitten by some radioactive insect. Can it be stuck in a Thailand cave? You don't know what's happening biologically. Your entire DNA has been changed because your environment's been different. No different than maybe being trapped in a space capsule.
Jimmy, there's some dude at Disney writing all this down right now.
Me and Russ are working on the comic book right now.
It could happen, if you think about it, because you don't know what all is in there. And they said they thought that maybe they could transfer. The reason they couldn't hug their parents is because whatever they could have could be transferred to them.
It could be communicable, and so they need to get a handle on if they're suffering anything that they need to be worried about in terms of it getting out into the general population.
It is genuinely amazing, considering how long they were down there, that they came out to be in honestly, when you look at them in such good health.
Yeah.
And
it was pretty remarkable. It was actually remarkable they had the wherewithal to even make that trip and the strength.
Yeah.
You can only assume that they took some food in there to kind of get them back up to at least a little bit of life before they started doing the.
Well, they interviewed a couple of them when they got out yesterday, and they said, anything you want, anything you need, and the kid's like, yeah, we want to go to the World Cup. Like, and the doctor's like just you can watch it on TV with everybody else.
They can't go. And what's so interesting too is that because they were without food for so long, the refeeding, I mean, to give someone food after they've gone without food that long could actually kill them.
Yeah, you have to be very careful. Yes, just like with water.
Exactly. You have to very slowly reintroduce them to food.
Really?
It's
teaspoons at a time
dangerous.
with water.
Yes.
Teaspoons at a time.
It's bland food.
Yep.
There's no spice. They have to, because their body
isn't used to it.
Isn't used to food anymore.
Wow.
So if you just automatically give them a great big plate of, they've been asking for basil fried rice. If you automatically gave that to them, it could kill them.
That's the first thing they wanted was basil fried rice.
Of course. What do they think? They're kings?
And let me guess, mild hot sauce.
Sriracha.
Got them.
Sriracha. Yeah, so that's good news on that one. It's sad that they're not going to be able to go to the World Cup, but they're alive and their parents have been able to see them.
Oh, they were. That's where they were en route to was the World Cup.
No.
They took a detour. Obviously.
Yeah,
the first things the kid asked was like one of the kids like, "Hey, can we all go to the World Cup?" Like
put their asses back in the cave.
They were extended an invitation, but the doctors say they can't go.
Oh, he can't go.
Yeah, they can't go, so they're going to have to watch it on TV.
And the coach was like, "Can I go too?" I was like, "No, you're lucky we took your ass out."
And he was the weakest out of all of them because he'd given all of his snacks to the boys.
Yeah.
So he was that's
except
the reason
one little
why.
Twix bar he kept.
Well, he's been told for years that his snacks bring the boys to the yard.
And on that note,
at least it was a happy ending.
It was a great ending, and nobody thought, because it took him 10 days to even find the boys. They had no idea. They never expected to find them alive. So for them to emerge out of that cave, and literally right after the last rescuer came out, the main pump broke.
Oh, wow.
And it re-flooded everything. It could have been a catastrophe.
In the nick of time.
They were literally in the nick of time they got
That sounds like a rock movie.
Yeah. Deborah Roberts, thank you for coming in. We appreciate it. We'll see you tomorrow then. Okay. And when we come back, it's time for the nerdy news. You're listening to the Monsters of the Morning.
Time in, off. I know.
See you, girl. Thank you, Deborah.
So, Savannah, do you really have a makeup line?
On my TV and ABC after.
That's extra work.
So y'all ready for
Real Radio 104.1.
So you leave next week, right?
I leave Wednesday, yeah, for San Diego.
Next Wednesday.
Tuesday.
Next Tuesday.
Are you gonna miss Walker Star?
No, I won't.
Choice between San Diego and Walker Star.
I think I'm good. The Super Bowl.
Our boys there.
Oh, he knows.
So the did you see the Joaquin Phoenix thing today?
Yeah.
Okay. I figured.
That's in the.
Yeah.
This report is brought to you by Indeed.com. Used by over 3 million businesses for hiring, where business owners and HR professionals can post job openings with screener
But yeah, no, I have.
sort, review, and communicate with candidates.
We have the books are coming in from China, so we have about
Indeed.com/hire.
Guys, ask any property
3
owner
graphic
out there
novels
wants to
and
go owning rental
the
properties. Of course, they're going to say it's
preview
great,
for Schizo.
significant, consistent
How's the
rental properties. Of course, we'll take it.
I like that sketch that you sent.
Yeah, he's good.
And high management fees.
We have to re-sketch everything. You know the stuff I showed you? That's 8 pages. You gotta go back and start all over again because the guy was like, it was against his religious
Was the
beliefs.
same guy who was doing the first one who had tried to do that?
All the no, it's a different guy. No, it's a different guy, and he said it's against his religious beliefs.
Honestly, that's what I felt like when I picked you.
Yeah, and think about this, Jeff. He didn't mind showing the guy cutting his throat with a knife, but when it came to 2 girls kissing, he was like,
Listen. I didn't want to. Oh, sorry about that.
No, you're good. I'll just.
When he did that, I was like, I'm just
to hear it.
yeah, right. And if it's an argument for the person,
I feel like I would let.
well, it's going to end up being better anyway.
Oh, yeah.
This other guy. Hey, do you have time today or not?
My hair's
Okay, because I can't tomorrow.
I'll do it.
You did something to your face in that one. That's not your face.
Look,
What the credit card companies don't want you to know is that there's
weird?
actually
Look at that.
that one without paying off your entire debt.
That looks like your own.
If you use $5,000 or more,
That's how some people are.
fraction of what you owe.
It does. Look at you. Maybe it was. He's down there.
1-800-900-6131. We'll even show you how much money you can save. If you can't afford to pay off what you owe, do not let the credit card companies trick you into thinking that you have to. Call Credit Associates now for free information on how to get debt-free faster than you ever thought possible without debt consolidation or bankruptcy.
Oh, let's say.
Oh yeah, but we're good.
Yeah, that guy is good.
Yeah, it's fun. I was talking to Ken yesterday. He was going, I love this because I love the story. I love the book.
Oh, good. Good.
Dealing with divorce? Kramer Law. MyKramerLawFirm.com.
So it's cool to see how he reimagined. Remember that very first scene that I showed you? Well, this is the new guy doing it, and it's more dynamic, I think.
His backgrounds are more serious, but yeah, that's a whole different. You're dealing with a batman artist.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So,
cover gonna be the
but
same.
He's the same guy. When I did a post to see who would be interested, and I got a call from him like the next day going, "Hey, dude, I want to draw this book." I said,
I was shocked at how affordable it is. Just $14 a month for $250,000.
So he was going to do the interiors, and he normally doesn't do interiors.
No, cover artists don't do it. They're like they're unicorns, man. It's like a movie actor, big movie actor doing TV.
So that's just something he wanted to do.
Yeah,
that's good.
He goes, Jeff, I love the idea, I love the concept. He goes, I read the script. He goes, yeah,
good.
All right, good. It's hard to say what he says I'm doing, and I'm going, sure,
that's a lot of work.
Yeah.
But you think he'll work faster than the other guy?
Oh, he's absolutely going to work faster.
Yeah.
It's funny. He actually scripted out the first 9 pages of it, blocked it out, and then went back. He goes, "Yeah, I don't like it." Went back, and that's how solid a guy like that is. He wants it to be perfect.
Oh, good.
Because I spoke with him yesterday. I said, "How are we looking?" He goes, "Oh yeah, we're fine." I'm like, all right. He goes, "I got kind of mad at myself." I'm like, "Why?" He goes, "Well, because I'm used to doing movies and stuff like that. You know, it's been about a year or two since I actually drew an actual comic book."
Yeah.
He goes, and I'm so like the background of this one. He goes, I looked at the guy's choices, and I was like, why would he do this? This is more like an alley scene. This is more like this. And we spent some time on the phone talking about it.
Good.
So, and he's happy about the way we.
See, I was happy with the first 8 pages, other than that one panel I told you about. I didn't like that one as much, but other than that, I thought, and his take on even the first page is light years better.
What's cool is San Diego, we already have a bunch of stuff lined up, like Geeks of Doom and stuff like that, and they're going to be showing every cover, every this, and they're going to cover John and Jane. Yeah,
cool.
I'm kind of happy about that. So we're
McCaffeyCoffeeZone.
a lot of weird stuff. All that Stan Lee stuff. Dead on.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't know exactly.
He threatened to sue me too. I'm like, going. I said, you know what the best defense to a slander suit is? The truth.
Yeah.
If you keep saying this stuff, I'm going to sue you. You're a super villain. You do realize you wear a bowler cap. Who wears a bowler?
So this is the guy that
now has the injunction and all the charges against him. Yeah, he's a bad guy. He got my buddy who was in charge of it, Max, kicked out of the house. And Max has been taking care of Stan for 10 years.
Welcome back to the Monsters Mornings on Real Radio 104.1, broadcasting live on iHeartRadio. I'm Russ Rollins, along with Dirty Jim, Angel and Carlos. Savannah's here today. Vince Taylor came by to say hi to us because he's going with us this Saturday when we go on the cruise, the Monster Cruise with the guys from Real Laughs. We have over 500 people going to that, which is awesome. So if you want to go, just go to realradio.fm/victory. We got a bunch of folks going. And now it's time for the Nerdy News with Jeff Kaufman. How you doing, Jeff?
We got a lot of stuff going on.
I know.
Next week is Comic-Con, though, in San Diego, so I won't be here.
I know you won't. So towards the end, I want to keep a little time because I had a listener send me an email to ask me a question. I want to see if maybe you could answer.
No problem at all.
Okay, so we're getting ready. You're getting ready for Comic-Con.
I for Walker Stalkers next weekend. Is that the deal, Vince?
Yep, next weekend.
Oh, okay. So Carlos is going to be a Walker Stalker?
No, it's in August.
August.
Oh, see,
Yeah.
what are you? I knew it wasn't right. All right. Okay, the Stan Lee, the latest plot, the Stan Lee plot.
Yeah.
He filed a $1 billion lawsuit against Pow about 2 weeks ago. You know, the supervillain who was in charge of him with the bowler cap.
Okay, now, he's been in the news a lot. Stan Lee. This is the guy that obviously everyone knows from all the Marvel movies. He was he's in the newest Ant-Man. I thought at some point they were going to stop having Stan Lee in them.
Not as long as he wants to be in it, but he had filed a $1 billion lawsuit against Pow, which was his old company, which he sold to this Japanese company.
Yeah.
And the Japanese company, we paid you a ridiculous amount of money for this company. And because of all the supervillains who were representing him and keep holding him hostage, he was doing a lot of weird stuff, like the videos where he's going, I'm going to sue anybody if they come after me.
Right.
I was feeling really bad about that. But since then, actually his name is Kaya Morgan, believe it or not, who was the guy who they stuck an injunction on him, so he can't come within 200 yards of Stan Lee.
And so he was he controlling Stan Lee's money? Is that what it was?
He was in charge of, he fired all the attorneys, he fired the help, he fired the nurses, he fired my guy Max, who was taking care of him.
Yeah.
Because I'm in comics, so I know all the guys, and Max is this guy who's been handling Stan stuff through the whole time. So it was good to see that, the courts finally, taking care of him. But, they're finding out a lot dealing with his daughter, and all of these people are coming forward saying exactly what we had talked about like 5 months ago.
That they were keeping him in the house. They weren't letting him go outside. And because of his age, he really couldn't do anything about it, right?
Yeah, they were taking advantage of him. But thank God Stan's got help now, and we're all happy about that.
Now, will he be out at Comic-Con?
No, I don't think so.
He doesn't do that.
He really shouldn't be.
Yeah.
I mean, he was the last convention he didn't know where he was.
Oh, no.
And when you're hitting that age, just flying across country could kill you.
Yeah.
So yeah, they got to take care of him. Let him enjoy his life. He's earned it.
Now, when you go to Comic-Con next week, like how many people will be out there for that? That is the biggest one of all, right?
250,000 people. It's the Super Bowl.
250,000 people.
More people go to this than the Super Bowl.
And that's when we hear like some of the new about new movies or new things that are coming out, and they kind of wait to reveal that during Comic-Con.
Yeah, there's always something, and they always say, they'll go out. DC will have like 50 panels, and all the studios will be out there. And it is cool because they spend like $1 million on some of these setups,
right?
And even more. And it's an amazing time. I mean, I've got everything shipped, our books. We got some prints. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Good.
But we got a lot of stuff going on. You had mentioned earlier to me before we got on the new Joker film.
Yes,
is with Joaquin Phoenix.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. Ooh.
He's a great actor, and it seems like the Joker always goes to some of the greatest actors. That particular role is saved for great acting, and I think he'll do great.
We had talked about this a week ago or so, though. There's 2 Joker films getting ready to come out. Jared Leto's going to reprise the role in the version that we saw in Suicide Squad.
Exactly.
And then I don't know which version Joaquin is going to do.
55, and they're only spending $55 million.
Wow.
So it seems like it's going to be this gritty noir kind of thing.
I got you.
Yeah.
So that's like Robert Rodriguez kind of thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, I got you. All right.
So for a movie, $55 million is not that much, is it?
No, it's a. I mean, for a superhero movie, it's not that
for an
much.
action movie.
But if they're doing a particular character, and it's supposed to be the killing,
it's the Joker. It's just going to be the Joker. It's going to be. They call it an Elseworld style film, which was DC did these things where they took it out of their normal course and said, well, what if this world existed? So
I think he's doing the stand-up comedian one, right? Where he plays the stand-up comedian that wasn't doing well.
Oh,
I
really?
think I read something like that Joaquin Phoenix was doing that take on it. Like there was a series of Joker books that dealt with him being a stand-up comedian.
They call it an exploration of a man disregarded by society.
Oh, that's it.
Wow.
That's it. Yeah.
I mean, that is so weird to say that instead of just going, yeah, he's a bad guy who kills people.
Well, yo, this is going to theaters?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's going to be
2
serious.
Joker movies? I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Well, that's DC's thing now. They're going to start doing things in different universes, not to make it all in the same universe. So you can have 2 or 3 different Wonder Woman movies or Batman movies or whatever in different. Yeah.
Yeah. Russ told me on Friday. He goes. Yeah, I just saw Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Sucked. I was like,
I did not like it.
I'm taking my daughter. You can't do that to me. But I love when somebody tells me a movie sucks.
Because you had low
then
expectation.
and my expectations are nothing.
Right. So what'd you think?
I sat there with my daughter, and you know what? It's a superhero movie. And you are right, because the problem is I think I broke Russ. Because I told them
well,
about
no,
writing.
see, I write these. We've been writing this comic book with you, and I know certain things you'll be like, oh no, that's unrealistic. So as I'm watching Ant-Man, I'm like, well, that's way unrealistic. You're not gonna like that.
Well, it's a line. I said when a line comes out of somebody's mouth and you don't believe it, that's what I mean when we talk about unrealistic.
Yeah.
But yeah, I realized I definitely spoiled that for you.
So you liked it. You liked Ant-Man.
Yeah, it was okay. I had fun.
It was all right.
But it only made $82 million domestically and only like 168 worldwide. So it's not doing that well.
Yeah, well, I mean, this has been a mega year for Marvel, and so I don't think this is one of the strongest ones that they've released. And it has to be compared with everything that's come before it. So.
That's true. It's not like they were having a bad year.
Yeah.
Did you see it?
Yeah, of course.
You liked it? Yeah. I didn't.
You know what was good about it? I'm not going to spoil anything, but stay through the credits.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Stay
My
through the
daughter,
credits.
who didn't see Avengers, like lost her mind.
Yeah.
What just happened? I go, see, that's what happens when you go to data to
You got to see all of them. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, 2018, I like to include in the nerdy news like local things that are happening.
Yeah.
And the Epcot International Festival, where they get up and they, for the candlelight processions.
Yeah.
And they get all the actors. Well, they got actually some cool actors who are coming this year to do the thing over at Epcot. They read the Christmas tale and everything. And you got Neil Patrick Harris, Whoopi Goldberg, Gary Sinise.
Oh,
our boy, Lieutenant
Dan.
Lieutenant Dan. And one of my favorites, Edward James Olmos.
Ah, cool.
From my old school from Miami Vice and Battlestar Galactica. So that's kind of cool. And I wanted to cover something since, I'm a lawyer. The 10 strangest lawsuits brought against Disney parks.
Oh. There was just I guess an accident at Disney yesterday and someone died, right?
Yeah, it's always weird because some of these rides you'll get a heart attack on.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I'm old. I go on these things now, and I'm like, oh Lord, I'm not doing. I can do one, and I'm like done. But it's amazing what people and I'm a lawyer, and I do personal injury, but the way people try to sue, some days like kind of cuts me up. Like this one woman's claiming she got hit by a brick that fell off the castle.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, the only problem is it's fiberglass.
Yeah, that's not right. Yeah.
There are no bricks, so they don't normally find this out until some lawyer files the lawsuit, and he's standing there, and they go, dude, this is paint. There's no.
Got to feel.
But people think because Disney's got so much money that they'll just settle with them, right?
And believe it or not, Disney will go long ball with you. I mean, I've taken cases with them, but sometimes they will go long.
Yeah,
ball.
they don't want a precedent set, right?
No. It's kind of weird all the stuff that happens. Like this one filed against Tower of Terror because she said it screwed up her bowels.
Right.
She wrote it 55 straight times. And cut the line. I'm like, come on, I do this, but if you're a lawyer,
it's a lot of pressure going down fast.
Yep.
Yes, but 55 times, I think you brought that on yourself. When it comes down to it. And what's funny is there was this list that they had this thing called the Hydrator, where it's ride where it looks like you're going underwater.
Yeah.
And this woman says, I suffered the bends because I went too deep.
Hell yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
I mean, you have to give them credit for creativity. I mean,
and trying.
Yeah. The illusion of being underwater gave me the bends.
The illusion gave her. And I'm like, are you kidding me?
How do we know your bends weren't an illusion either?
And the attorney actually believed they went down, and it's just like this thing that drops down around you that makes you think you're in the water. It's just kind of ridiculous.
Hey, so since you're talking about the attorney part of it, which you come in here for the nerdy news, but you're actually an attorney, and we have been writing the comic book together. It'll be coming out soon. People are asking, we're thinking about October 1st.
October 1st worldwide, but we will ship the book late September.
Okay, all right. So you do that, but really you're an attorney. You got an attorney business, and I got this email from a listener, and I want to see what you thought about it because they asked us, but I don't think we actually got help with this one.
Don't do that.
And it's from a long term.
Even though you can represent alligators, I wouldn't represent anybody else.
True.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm glad you caught that.
Thank you.
And she says, please don't give her name out, and please keep it anonymous. So I will. And it says, I'm a 51-year-old woman who has had her tubes tied for 12 years now. I thought I was going through menopause, but it turns out that I'm pregnant.
Ooh.
I have no insurance as I never expected to be pregnant at this age. The doctor who performed my surgery is long since retired. I'm wondering if there's any recourse at all. I will not give up the baby or terminate the pregnancy. So I will need more. I will need many medical visits and probably additional treatment because of my age. I'm assuming that my doctor at the time of the tubal surgery had malpractice insurance. Does that, will that work now after he's retired?
Real quick, malpractice works like this, is that you have to get another doctor to say that this doctor did something wrong. Now, when you get your tubes tied, it's like a vasectomy. It doesn't guarantee you're going to get pregnant again.
Right.
So what happens is there is a way to do it. So if you ask your doctor, if you're getting your tubes tied, I'm embarrassed. I know all this crap.
You're a lawyer.
They have this thing called you burn it. The doctor burns it to make sure it doesn't happen.
Cauterize,
yes, but they didn't. Obviously, they didn't do this in this case. So now she's pregnant. She got her tubes tied. This isn't malpractice because you can get pregnant from it.
Yeah.
You know, and also this is the thing. The statute of limitations on malpractice is 2 years from the time you found out about it and 4 years from the time it actually happened.
And that means you have to at least file this. It doesn't mean you have to come to a conclusion, right, Jeff? You have to file the suit within that period of time. Now, the suit could take another 8 years, but as long as you filed in that frame of time, you could file your suit.
And this has been 12 years.
Oh, yeah.
So
she's burned by it. Now, there is an exception when you're dealing with fraud, but that's 7 years. Like if he intentionally hit it, you got a 7 year, but that's it.
And then to prove the doctor was being malicious.
No, you don't. Jimmy, it works like this. You got to get another doctor to come in and before you even file and say, yes, this was malpractice. It's different than any other field where let's say Vince comes in and smacks me. I don't have to get somebody to testify that him smacking me was wrong.
Yeah, is that usually because malpractice suits are dealing with a lot of money? Is that why
it's complicated? And the doctors have said had a strong lobby and malpractice. It should be, because people die. People get hurt all the time. And while I do personal injury, just because something happened to you didn't mean that somebody did something wrong.
So the last thing she says here, she says, I cannot afford the cost associated with pregnancy or raising the child. Any advice you can give would be help.
All them kind of programs are out there, girlfriend.
There's a lot of options for you, and you should get help. You should go to your family. Sometimes this stuff happens for a reason. Bad something. And having a child is not exactly a bad thing.
She's 51 and she's like, I thought I was done.
Hey, listen, I know, guys. Listen, it's going to suck if you're 50-year-old woman giving birth. That's no fun.
Yeah.
But in the end, I promise you this: you'll be better off for it.
Jimmy mentioned something about selling children earlier in the show.
Yeah,
maybe you should email him directly.
You got
to be careful though.
And Steve Ditko died.
Oh my God! Steve Ditko, he was the
co-creator of Spider-Man and Doctor Strange. We talked about that.
Didn't he play football?
That's Mike Ditko. Close enough. But he was one of these really weird guys who he was a recluse. He never sold his art. Just had very weird philosophies. He was pissed off at Stan Lee for years.
Did he make money though from the character?
He didn't make buckus.
He didn't.
Nothing.
No. He was paid. He was an artist for hire. He got paid. Very sad. But what's funny is, the stuff he created will outlive him generations upon generations. And as a human being, we get to put a footprint on certain things, and some people's footprint is bigger than others. So
did he die poor, or was he
90 years old? No, he was okay.
He was okay. Yeah.
But he was an angry guy because Stan Lee took credit for all, and nobody even knows who the guy is. And he is the co-creator of Spider-Man.
Wow, man, he's like the Bill Finger of Spider-Man. Huh?
Yeah, he's the Bill Finger, and nobody will ever know. And it's sad, but the first book he did was Amazing Fantasy number 15. That was Spider-Man. And the highest paid value for that book was $454,000.
And you know who bought that was Bill Finger's cousin, Bill
Knuckle.
No, Dinger.
It could happen.
Dinger Finger.
The nerd of the week.
Who's that?
Gal Gadot.
Oh yeah,
Wonder Woman.
Yeah, that was pretty cool what she did.
Yeah,
she didn't go one day; she went 2 days.
She shows up. It's different when you show up in like the full costume because she's got the skirt, and I mean that's a serious uniform to be walking around with.
Yeah,
and
she
I love
went
when
to
these people do that.
Two different hospitals, I think. And went dressed as Wonder Woman, said hi to the kids, and
she just did it for her Instagram story.
Yeah. I don't know. I like
for the gram.
Agreed.
I like when people do that. I think it's
cool.
cool.
Nice things for people. You got to be happy about that.
Okay, so next week you're going to be at Comic-Con.
Next week I'm at Comic-Con. We have a lot of good things. We have 4 books coming out. We have Roulette, Scary Fails Volume 2, Liar, and a sneak preview of Schizo.
And Chronicles of Dinger. Yeah.
Dinger Finger.
Dinger Finger.
I'm going to say it tonight.
And I've got some bootleg boner pill.
Man.
There we go.
Chinese.
Boner pill, man.
You're always there for me.
WhenYouNeedUs.com. That's WhenYouNeedUs.com. Good luck next week, and we'll be working tonight,
we're working
right?
tonight.
All right, very good. All right, when we come back, it's time for
was that
Carlos
code?
to take you to the top. You're listening to the Monster of the Morning. Carlos?
Captain Marvel. You don't like the selection?
No, it's not that. It's just it's a political. I don't know if it's going to go.
Really? Yeah. This is going to be the most
So, when you brush your teeth, do you do it for a full 2 minutes like you're supposed to? Do you change your brushes out as often as you're supposed to? I know I wasn't. I do now because I have Quip. Quip is the new thing. It's a great basically a toothbrush is what it is, but it's the best new toothbrush that's out there. Matter of fact, Time Magazine has named it the best invention of the year. It's by the same people that brought you the Dyson. It's a great toothbrush. It's slender, but it still has that power. It really is a great toothbrush. It's Quip, Q-U-I-P. That's Q-U-I-P. I like the toothbrush that you will find. It is awesome. I love using it. It's only $25, okay? It's only $25, and then every 3 months you get the new brush top with the battery in it, and it's only $5. If you go now to getquip.com/monsters, you'll get a free refill for your brush. So it's getquip.com/monsters. This is, once again, the Time Magazine named it the best invention of the year. It really is awesome. I love it. Matter of fact, my wife loved it so much I had to get her one. She loves it as well. It's getquip.com/monsters. Getquip.com/monsters.
I got the shirts came in. This is the boneless shirts.
Oh, I want to see what they look like. Yeah.
And this was and this is tight. I asked my buddy. I said, "Is that an extra large?" He goes, "No, that's a large." I said, "What do you think?" He goes, "I just pulled one out of the box."
Oh, they run small.
No, they run. They're the right size, but
they run big. Oh.
He didn't. He put on a large, and he's like me. He's an XL. So I was like, "That looks tight, dude." He goes, "No, I just put the large on just to show you." But and this is the shirt I like least as far as the design goes. But let's see what we got here.
So when they do the photo shoot, I'm gonna have the YouTube guys go and film the photo shoot. Oh yeah, Larry, I like
that. I was just actually what the colors look like.
Yeah, I like the colors. Yeah, yeah, that's good. They pop.
This is tight on it.
Yeah.
It would look good if it's
yeah.
Voice of the camera.
Yes, when
they got good, I was like really surprised when I said, "Please be good."
Yeah, those are good.
So when it's a tight window when they're getting that into the Kickstarter. When do you think you want to shoot?
Oh, it's next week. Next week. Yeah, that's because we have submit for a week and then vote for a week, and then like this one girl is already like he can get her in there and start doing it as soon as possible. I want to see the other entries and see what they look like.
I also want her to take a picture of the Harleys from Semel Harley. I met with a guy from Semel Harley last week.
This particular girl will do anything. Like he knows what
really good photographer. If you willing to go out and shoot that,
yeah, he is.
That would be really cool because I know Harley.
Yeah, but I want to see the other entries. I just know. It really is
the girl you showed me.
Yeah, this is the one.
We got to close that out. We got to get it.
Yeah.
I've seen that.
But I showed you the other photos, right?
You just showed me the one girl.
Well, no, the other photo. This is like where do I have it? Here. Like she does other stuff. She works out at one of those. Yeah, so that's her. And so yeah, she works at Pirates. Yeah. So
that's not her, right?
No, that is her, but she put a red wig on, and I don't like the poses either. But you know she can. What? And they said
I can't even do it. I genuinely would mess up
that's just the one
step by step advancement.
I'm trying to see what I'll get back on Tuesday.
That's a direction.
It's time to start wholesaling properties for quick cash now. I'm Nick for 2
So you think you want to choose the next week? So maybe
we have to.
Okay. So if we do the photo shoot sometime when I get back,
yeah,
that'd be good because then we can get one.
That's the idea. Yeah. 3:30. Is that good? All right, cool. And I rewrote that one, the strip club thing, and then I got Morales. I got him getting there, and then
it's amazing how they start. I know it's Drake, but
I love
who is he talking about? Kiki. It's just a generic, right?
Yeah. The song. I
heard the song. Yeah, because I actually heard this, and then I was listening to the album, and I was like,
all right, man. I'll see you tonight.
That's great.
Later.
Like it.
You like it?
Yeah. What's her name?
She's a big model, history model.
Hendrix.
Oh no, actually that's not her.
Who is she?
This is her. Where's she at? This is
her. I'm doing a version of that.
Travel 25 years back in time. Switch your car insurance to Geico. You could save a bunch of money. While you're there, please prevent your younger self from wearing that sleeveless tuxedo t-shirt, parachute pants, and glitter head top. Hey.
I'm shocked, man. I was thinking you jump on it. You don't do the challenges?
Everybody's doing it. Well, I would, but I haven't done anything funny with it yet.
Like make it confusing, make it different.
I genuinely don't think this is big enough outside of this circle that other people would even think it's funny.
Oh,
you see what I'm saying? Like it's such
it's
such a niche little thing.
Yeah, I feel compelled.
Oh, they don't even know her Instagram tag. It's not in here.
Get 5 quarts of Castro GTX Magnetite for $23.99 at Advanced Auto Parts.
It is summertime. And
Tim, can you imagine if you had your tubes tied and then you get to be 51 and you get pregnant?
I can imagine. I can imagine being pregnant in the first place, but at 51.
With bad vision.
Yeah, especially if she's got like grown kids. She has to explain why they.
That's right. It took me a long time investigating what was happening to the list procedure. But finally, I sparked up and said, "Let me go over to Dr. Hunter. It's an amazing change in your life."
It's funny because you would think my daughter loves it since her name's Kiki.
All right. I was just about to say because it's like getting her name out there more. She likes it.
Hates it.
Yeah.
Where's she from?
Where this girl from? So it looks like Trinidad or something.
Yeah, if you want to be the model on the cover of the my graphic novel that's coming out soon, we're looking for models. You can go to our website, monsters.fm, and place your entry there. If you win, you're going to win a $250 value of a Wayne Sysock Entertainment photographer and a bunch of other cool stuff. You'll be with us at Spooky Empire if you do that. So go to monsters.fm, and you can sign up there. Hey, I'm Russ Rollins along with Dirty Jim, Angel, Savannah, Vince Taylor with us today, and now it's time for Carlos to take it to the top.
Let's go. Bang! Cookie. Good morning, everybody. Hello. My name is Carlos Alberto Navarro. This is To the Top. Every single morning, try and take it to the top, make you think, make you laugh, whatever it may be. Bang! Today is no different. Today is a wonderful Wednesday. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. I'm working out today, Russ. Are you working out today, Russ?
No. I'm going to sleep because I didn't sleep well last night. So I'm going to sleep because I have to go.
Dude, you took 47 different medicines.
I know. And then after I had that I'm not going to call it a nightmare. After I had that funny dream, I couldn't go back to sleep.
Your liver is the Gettysburg.
I'm telling you.
Of organs, man. There is a battle happening in your liver.
Insane. Well, what was that?
Ask me if I'm going to work out.
Savannah. Are you going to work out?
No.
Oh, damn. Yeah.
I got a hurt arm.
I got a hurt arm.
I had a hurt arm last night, but we took care of it.
Hell yeah. Hell, I don't even know what
I
that
should.
means.
The answer is I should work out.
Let's work out today,
Just work out, man.
I'm going to go sleep.
Dream about working out.
Oh, man. Yes, and if you're able to work out, if you're listening to me, you're in good spirits and good health. Well, guess what? I got a friend of mine needs a little bit of help. She is Mandy Bradshaw. Graduated with her from high school. She needs a little bit of help. She has been injured in a severe car accident, and if you go to monsters.fm right now, there's a link right there for Mandy's GoFundMe page. We're just looking for $5,000. It goes to her dad, who is in need of some help. I would really appreciate it. I'm going to do it the rest of the week. And, go to monsters.fm, find that GoFundMe, $5, $10, $15, whatever you can do. You're really helping an awesome person who needs it. Now, I went to trivia last night.
Oh, yeah, with the Ryan Holmes.
Holmes, took the wifey, took some friends out there.
It's fun.
How'd you do?
I think trivia, just real quick, is probably the best during the week night out you can have. Usually it starts like 7:30. You're done by 9:30 or 10. It's always like in a cool bar. You can always get a good selection of drinks.
Yeah, I agree.
And it's something to get. And usually there's good snacking food. Like it is the best.
I hadn't really done one in a while.
Oh, man.
I've been out and said decided to go out. And it was at the Hammered Lamb.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ate a little lamb gyro.
Yeah,
food's good.
Food is good, but this isn't what I was going to talk about. But I've come to a conclusion.
What's up?
I got to stop with the appetizers, man.
Yeah.
Why?
Because the app is just costs more.
Yeah.
And the app wasn't bad. It was good. It was like a little dip or whatever.
Yeah.
But I feel like you look at the end, you get a little basically stuffed on the app, even though both the food were good, and then you look at the bill, you're like, God damn, man.
You know what's happening?
You got to make a decision. You either got to go appetizer or entree.
Yeah. What's happening now? The biggest trend, one of the biggest trends, is
carrots,
small plates. Like restaurants are offering their appetizers. Really, it's an small plate. In other words, what they're saying is, hey man, if you want to grab dinner, that's fine. Just got like 2 or 3 of these.
Yeah.
And we find ourselves now. I don't know that I've had a dinner in a restaurant in a while. What we wind up doing is just ordering appetizers because a lot of the small plate menus are as good as the big menus now.
Yeah. So I'm gonna try and down because you get in the moment. You're in the mood. You think you're like, yeah, give me a half. Yeah, never. You want a couple of drinks, and then you look at your bill. You're like, what the hell? $65.
And the halves are like usually between $8 and $14.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Do you have a place though when you go there you got to get the appetizer because that's one of your.
I can't think of them right offhand,
but
me,
it's the Outback. When I go to Outback, those cheese fries they have, man.
Cheese fries, not the bloomin' onion.
No, not the bloomin' onion. I don't like that. But the cheese
he likes
fries.
His heart attack to be creamy.
Yeah, I like the damn cheese fries.
Now, do you dip the cheese fries in ranch dressing?
Yes.
Wow. I'll tell you one thing. It's like Slow
sure.
and Low Barbecue did this thing, and this is the best thing that Joel.
Yeah.
When they took burnt ends off of the appetizer and made it an entree.
One of my favorite meals of all time.
Right? You need that. You need that in your life.
Yeah, you're right.
Now, Russ, when you were dipping your cheese fries into your ranch dressing, did you think, I hope nobody's stealing my lawnmower I rode here on?
No, I was thinking, I hope all the bacon stays on the cheese fry too, because that makes it even better. That little bacon bits. Woo.
Well, yeah.
There's nothing more redneck than that, for the record.
The ranch dressing. That one gets me.
Don't judge. Don't judge.
I'm not a ranch. When I see people eating ranch dressing, I just go like, man, it's blue cheese with the wings. If you're dipping your wings in ranch,
you're a hooligan. And let me tell you something, you're a vulgarian.
If you got potato chips and you can either do French onion dip or ranch, what do you do?
You go plain.
Russ, ranch is for salads, and even then, the people putting ranch for their salads are usually 300 pounds.
It better be garlic peppercorn or some incarnation of it.
What about this?
Ranch on salads.
What about this?
What?
Last night I made shake and bake.
Okay, and you helped?
Good for you.
No, I made shake and bake.
You made
I made shake and bake.
Pork chops?
I made shake and bake pork chops last night.
How were they?
I didn't have any sides, but I ate 2 whole pork chops.
That's fine. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that.
Well,
Good for you.
it's
I was so excited.
a lot of meat.
Something to be proud of.
Need that meat, girl.
I cooked them too long, but that's all right because it's pork.
Did you just suck on the bone? Did you eat the bone?
No, I did not. But I know lots of people that do.
Your mama's thing, right? Didn't she say?
Yeah. She liked bone marrow.
Yeah.
Which is really a fancy thing in some places.
Yeah,
What? A delicatessen?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like pate. So anyway, trivia night was there.
Yeah.
My wife brought, we invited her best friend and her boyfriend. Well, they hadn't seen each other, right? In a while.
Is the hairdresser?
Your wife's boyfriend? Yeah, Jill. Shout out to Jill and Sasha. Good people. Great people. Awesome people. Well, they hadn't seen each other in a while. So they sit down and they start catching up. Well, the trivia start. And I see these teams. These teams are locked and ready to go with their, and I'm like, wait a second, guys. The first question's about to start. And they're like, so anyway, I'm like, guys, hey.
Oh my God.
All hands on deck.
I feel myself getting mad with you just telling me this story. I'm like, what are we here for?
Yeah, what are we exactly?
Let's ask ourselves this question. What are we here for? This is trivia night. So shut up and catch up later. There's email for that.
I'm with you, Jimmy.
Oh my God,
and
man.
we were going to hang out afterwards anyway, so we knew we were going to catch up.
Catch up later, yeah.
The first one started, and it's like this Microsoft Paint thing that he does. I'm like, okay, that's Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. When we got this, and the girl's like, so anyway, I'm like, ladies. And her boyfriend was like, hey man, I don't know what to do. And we're like looking at each other, giving the death stares. Well, we got crushed. crushed.
And those teams practice.
They do.
It's horrible. Some of those trivia teams are the worst.
It's usually 10 questions.
Yeah, 10.
So when you had 10, how many?
I averaged about 7.
Oh.
No, what? There was 3 that were usually way out of left field.
You honestly do not understand. So what happens is these trivia teams are good.
Oh, I know.
They will actually travel around and find the trivia night that has the best prize. Then they'll call their other trivia team so they can get first, second, third, save those cards, then have a giant party. Guys, there's a whole thing about it's documentary worthy.
I didn't even know that. And we're probably going to do more of this.
It's fun. It is a lot of fun. And Ryan Holmes does a great job.
He does a great job with it. It was really fun to see him out there, and he does a really good job. I'll ask you a question, one that I remember, okay?
Yeah.
And it's obviously not verbatim, but what name took a nosedive in popularity in 2014, and the name was named after an Egyptian term for prosperity and wealth or something like that?
Sobek.
Wrong. And once you hear it, you're like, damn!
Yeah, it's something happened in the news in 2014 that would have changed it.
I got it wrong. I did a stupid joke. I just wrote like gingivitis or whatever. And but
2014?
2014, because everything happens.
A girl's name?
Yeah. It was an Egyptian name, and I'll tell you what it is. Ready? ISIS.
Oh,
yeah.
ISIS, but it's little things like that. Here's another one that's at the tip of your tongue, Mr. Music Man Angel. Ready? Doing Ryan Holmes trivia right now. What is the name of the band that sings the Friends song, I'll Be There For You?
Oh, I know that.
I think I know it too.
The Rembrandt.
Yes.
That's what I was going to say, yeah.
Yeah, I wrote like the Commitments or something like that. I know, but it's always, that's the fun thing about trivia. It's
I have a question of just formality and technicality.
Yes.
All right, and because we have a stand-up comic in the studio.
Yes.
How would you feel about someone coming in on the radio and telling some of the jokes that they heard at your stand-up night last time?
Right, yeah. I guess there may be some.
I mean,
you're telling us trivia questions.
Roll it up on the trivia game.
I mean, in all honesty, that's a good question. I mean, I would feel half honored and half wow. I can't use that anymore.
Well,
Ryan Holmes, you got some work to do tonight, boy.
Those are pretty basic questions. You're fine.
I think he does new questions every time.
No, he doesn't. No.
Oh, he doesn't?
He straight up told me. Yeah, he straight up told me afterwards. He goes, I go to the different gigs and I kind of have the questions for the week. But hey, who cares? You heard it?
Yeah.
Big deal.
You better find him 2 new questions.
Oh, I'll send it to him.
The rule of thumb is it's easy to find a different audience and different material.
Yes. Now, motivational minute real quick. Ready? Remember this term? It stuck with me when I heard it, and the person who told me about it was Terry Crews. I don't think he invented it. I think I was just watching this thing on him. It's called HALT, okay? Whenever you're going to make your horrible decision in life, you're usually one of these 4 things. HALT. Hungry, alone, lonely, or tired. HALT! So you make a stupid decision. You're about to make a stupid decision today. I want you to halt and go, am I hungry?
But I'm hungry.
Am I angry?
If you're angry or alone or if you're lonely or you're tired, these are when you make your worst mistakes. Think about that. Think about that right now when you've made your most stupid mistakes.
God, I have all of those right now.
Me too. I'm a little bit all those. And maybe that'll help you. It stuck with me. I hope it sticks with you. And I do know one thing today will be a great day. To the top, never stop.
All right, your chance we're going to do some Monster Sports when we come back. And you want to go to the website at monsters.fm. And your chance to go with us this Saturday is easy. All you got to do is go to monsters.fm and sign up. Just go to realradio.fm.